I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be. It's Dan the Man here, and today, instead of, because it's Christmas this weekend, and that's normally our scheduled live Zoom class. So today I'm just going to make a cool educational video on mastering the Paradigm lifestyle for the Elite Video Club here, with the intention of possibly uploading it to YouTube. That's if I don't, and I'm going to try to keep it in the lines today, folks. So no conspiracy stuff. Can you dig it? We will save that for conspiracy hour very soon. I'll just bust that video out, and I just want to get it all off my chest, like what I really think and really believe about everything that's going on. But for now, we're going to keep it cool, because we just want to keep it cool, you know what I'm saying? Because I love the YouTube channel that I've got, and it's been a huge blessing to me. So I'm going to put on my good little boy pants today, and I'm just going to straight educate. Can you dig it? So I've done a lot of consults, and I get a lot of questions, and so I explain this over and over and over again. So what I'm going to do is just make a video, and then I'll be able to direct everyone to this video. So on the one hand, I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible, but I'm also going to take my time, because I really want to make sure that this is thorough, and that all the 900 questions that come up, I do my best to answer them today. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the Paradigm Complete Healing and Regeneration Protocol. Can you dig it? How do you use Paradigm and raw living foods and detoxification and regeneration and many, many other lifestyle adjuncts, of course. But the reason why I want to do this, and the reason why we use Paradigm, is because everyone in our society is conditioned. They need a protocol. They need to know what to do. And they need a foundation, and they need a regimen. And so this is an excellent regimen and lifestyle to help you to lose weight, detoxify, get rid of chronic conditions, and I'll be sharing the various levels. What we're looking for is regeneration on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. Oh, sounds easy, right? Except for the unconscious programming that you've been blasted with, not only as multi-millions of years as a human being, of human beings Homo sapien, and all that karma that goes along with that, but then you got your childhood, and then you've got the propaganda machine that's been running 24/7, 365 our entire lives, whether we're aware of it or not. It's really good to be aware of the propaganda machine, but I'm going to change directions now and get it back on track, because that's what happens. I go off, I veer off on the rabbit tracks, and I tell it like it is, at least from the way I see it, which I like the way I see it, because then there's nothing to be afraid of, and there's only life to celebrate, because the world, again, I'll say it though, the world is the same as it's always been. And your frequency is going to make you or break you. And you are a light being, and light is the power of healing. And so that's why we use high vibrational products that calibrate extremely high on the scale of consciousness and intention, and work with the physiological laws of the universe. So we're just getting started today. It's going to probably be a nice long class, but I'm going to go through all the steps, and I want to take my time, because I always feel rushed. I already feel it. I'm going to calm down, relax, especially with the premise of the possibility of this being uploaded to the YouTube. that kicks in the old life regenerator neurons and nervous system patterns, Mr. Robot Boy. And that's like old school. I have 10 minutes to explain the mysteries of the universe, back when I had a little flip camera. And I got into the habit of it. Now it's TikTok, you know, like a goldfish on crack kind of attention span. You know, everybody wants like a full-on education in like 3 minutes. Like, explain to me the mysteries of the universe. How do I detoxify, regenerate, and completely transform my entire life in under 3 minutes on a TikTok video? Hurry up. You know, I don't have time for this crap. But us old schoolers, we used to read books, and, you know, we would walk in nature. And when we were kids, we would throw rocks at each other. Remember them little rocks at the playground? Machine gun. There's no way. There's some of you don't remember that. Anyways, there did have some bad things, because every once in a while there'd be a big one in there, and crack, somebody would get clocked or something. We did all kinds of dumb stuff. But that was old school, before the technology would be like this, where we had the mask and be like, oh, I am happy. I've got Meta from Facebook. You know, but I like reality still, and I keep veering back towards reality, so that's what I've been doing. I like to go out and hike, ride my bike. I like to do yoga. I don't have much of a social life, but that's because right now I am on like the path of the yogi, and I'm just working this thing out, you know. So I've taken a lot of time away from even the Elite Video Club and YouTube and social media and holidays and everything. Oh, it's almost Christmas, so Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll get together for a class, not really a class, but I'll just do a little live hangout on the Zoom on New Year's Eve, sometime early in the afternoon, so it doesn't interrupt your plans. That way we can have at least the 2 kind of live Zooms that I promise on the, you know, when I say on the Patreon, you join, you get 2 live Patreon classes, you know. And I do have some great stuff coming next year. We're going to start the academy. This is kind of the beginning. This is kind of like the beginning class, but we're going to go over a whole bunch of different topics, a whole bunch of different educational, just healing at the highest levels, you know, that have just come out of this process that I've been in. And it's like, you got to dig deep, and you got to look deeper and go deeper, because these energetic bodies get clogged up. So what we're doing here today is we're setting the premise for the detoxification of the physical body, and the detoxification and regeneration of the physical body by focusing and utilizing the Paradigm products, which is kind of the garden of the gut regeneration company. When you take these enzymes, probiotics, herbs, superfoods, you're feeding the gut bacteria, and you're also cleansing it out, and you're nurturing and nourishing the garden of the gut and the microbiology. And so once you start getting the hub in a real good shape, and the bowels are cleansed, which can take up to 6 to 9 months, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit when I do the cleanse. So let's just get started right away. I could blabble on about all kinds of philosophy, and it's great to connect with you right now, but so let's just get started. When I said the cleanse, so that's the very first step, and I absolutely love the cleanse. I've got all this stuff up here to make it pretty for Paradigm, because I love Phil, I love Lou, I love Dave, I love Paradigm, I love the people first and foremost, because that's what it's about. I love the products because they are amazing, life-changing, foundational, just because of the nature of the society is loony house is what it is. So you got to keep yourself clean, man. You got to keep yourself clean. You got to stay on top of all this stuff. Otherwise, down, down, down you go. So it's up to you. You are your own doctor. Can you dig it? Unless it's in emergencies. And you are your own scientist. Can you dig it? And you are the one that you've been looking for, because you got to make the decisions with the fork to your mouth, and what decisions you make throughout the day, and what kind of lifestyle habits you want to live, thoughts you want to think, trajectories you want to create, intentions and declarations for your life so you can reprogram yourself. That's going to be something that we'll go over and over again today. We're going to reprogram the physiology, the biology, the biological aspect, and then that changes the mind. Then you can start unraveling all the knots that bind us and imprison us. Okay, so again, I could go on and on about the philosophy, but my intention is to set myself free first and foremost. Truly, truly, infinitely free. And then to help as many people as I can in a fun and non-stressful way. Can you dig it? So what I've got here today is this is how I start the day. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, let's be thorough, Mr. DTMer. What do we got here? We have water, dude. Whatever water you've got, there's this great water machine, 7-stage structured water purification machine down at this apartment building. And so it's been really awesome to have free water, but I still went and I just ordered it because I didn't know if I was going to stay here or if I was going to have to bug out or what the hell I was going to have to do. But it looks like I'm going to be chilling for a while in this area. I'm actually moving to another apartment where I have a much better kitchen. The echo is still not that great. So by the way, sorry about the echo. I know I'm going to get a lot of complaints, but you know what? If I don't do this, it's never going to get done. And what I'll do in the next apartment, what I'm going to try, because I went over there and just checked it out. At first I was scared because I love this little apartment, but the kitchen is not ideal for what I want to do. I've been looking for years for a kitchen. Remember that apartment I had in Kauai, and then I moved to the house, and just never, even the one house I had with Sophia and back in Vallejo, it's like, and the best thing that I had was in Oregon, in Ashland, Oregon. I stayed in this motel room. It was like $100 a night. It was supposed to be $159, but they loved me. I stayed there, $100 for the epic. So I lived there for 6 months. That was the best kind of place I had, but I've been looking for a kitchen. I still haven't found it. But this apartment that I'm moving into has number one. It's like a little island thing with a sink. It's about this big, so it'll work. And I make adjustments, and then the lighting is much better. This lighting is okay-ish because there's only one, but over there there's 2 big windows and another small one. So I'll have better lighting in the morning, so the lighting will be better. And what I'll do is I'll put carpets, and if I have to, I'll hang blankets on the walls so that it's just, I know that that's there, but I think, hey man, I've listened to bad audios from people that I want to learn this stuff. I want to learn what they got to say, so I listen to the bad audios. And I know you're supposed to be all perfect these days, but I don't have the perfect lighting. I don't have the perfect camera equipment or the perfect sound. But hey, man, I'm just trying to do what I got to do right now to keep this thing going because I'm inspired. Can you dig it? So hopefully I'll have, in that next apartment, I'll have better sound and stuff. This is orange juice. Any juice works. Well, let me show you something. Let me tell you about this because, you know, this is worth the price of admission, which is free. Actually, in order to do this, you'd have to get some orange juice and have some cleanse. Now, I'll go over the cleanse because this is the cleanse caps, which I usually recommend to my clients because of its convenience. But I also always throw in the caveat that, okay, let me see what we got here. Here's my little kitchen. So what I'm going to do, because I usually do about 16 ounces of this. Or, you know, more like maybe 14, because you need to leave a little bit of room for the cleanse powder. Now, the reason why I say this is worth the price of admission, because in some way, shape, or form, I would have to say, I can't really say this, that the cleanse is my favorite product. But I will say that it is one of my personal favorites, although I love them all. But there's like the Paradigm Natural Protein, which I just got 5 bags, dude, so I don't run out this time. I hate running out of Paradigm Natural Protein. It's makes up about half of my diet. It's where I get all my aminos. Well, not all my aminos, but the concentrated aminos so I can go to yoga every day, because a little bit of protein will keep you strong. It's like I appreciate the fruitarians. I love liquidarian lifestyles for periods of time, but when I want to be on the yoga mat every day or sometimes twice a day in these intense hot yoga classes, which I'll talk about hot yoga some other time. I actually talked about hot yoga in the Healthy for Life program, which will be launching soon. You guys on the Elite Video Club already have it. That was the 6-hour long class, but Ricky and I are going to be launching a launch next year for Healthy for Life, which was actually entitled How to Never Get Sick Again, which is the truth, because DTM don't get sick. Last time I was sick was like 8 years ago when I got food poisoning and ended up in the hospital because I was all whacked out. And I learned a lot. So it's good to fall apart every once in a while, because then you can learn a lot. But there is a way to live, and I explain it all in that 6-hour long class, how to just not get sick, how to not let this thing get sick on this level, this level, this level, and of course there's also that other level which pours into the top of your head, so keep that clear. So fluoride and crap food and other things going on in today's society. Wi-Fi radiation, other types of injectables and whatnot. So there we go. Quiet. So OJ, and I'm gonna have fun. I'm just gonna do my thing, because normally I'll be like, oh no, I'm all over the place, dude. It's like, but that's what I do, dude. Okay, I just want to have some fun for once. Jeez Louise, uptight, man, relax. I'm actually the uptight one. But here we go. So check it out, man. This is OJ, but apple juice, grape juice, and grapefruit juice is the best. Remember the story I told you? Natea and I did a test. We did the grape juice, we did the apple juice, we did the orange juice, we did the grapefruit juice. I have grapefruits. But grapefruit juice kind of makes it taste the best. But here's the reason why. Like I tell everybody, all my clients, for convenience, get the cleanse here in the capsules. And it's the first part of the protocol. And what I'm going to do is go through this whole thing, and then I'm going to make another short video explaining everything again. Pop, 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 pop. But today I wanted to do the full thing, do the lemon ginger blast, the heal all juice, explain everything in its full totality. So this is the first step of the day. Actually, I digress and I digress again. This is number one. I always drink a 32 ounce of water first and foremost, and about 1 out of every 5 times I'll add in the great Shilajit, which is the conqueror of weakness. It's old, fermented dirt and plants and energy and consciousness from millions and millions of years ago, crushed between the rocks, oozing out, and it's just got a lot of minerals and even untold elements within it that we no longer are getting as much anyways, because the way the produce is, the way the farming is, the way the skies are being blasted, and a myriad of other things. So when we go get that 1,000,000-year-old Shilajit, is very good, but get high quality Shilajit. And I'll share this company because I know they're legit. I do research into these companies. This is Lotus Blooming Herbs Shilajit, okay? And tell them DTM sent you. I don't have an affiliate with them, but Lotus Blooming Herbs Shilajit. All it takes is a little, but I use a lot. I just go through it. I just blop it in there, and you can throw it in your tea, and you can throw it in your water, and it's got like a dirty, earthy taste, but it's actually, I think it's really, really good for the teeth and the bones and the hair, and it helps to utilize and absorb the nutrition in your food, etc., etc., etc. It's another one of those things that feeds the garden of the gut. You're going to hear me say that again and again, because one of the greatest things I ever did was pay attention to the colon. I used to be obsessed with the colon and look at charts, and it's the main thing, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of biological activity. It's like a pharmacy But what happens is we cook out all the food, we cook all the pharmacological aspects, F-A-R-M, out of the raw living foods and all the oxygen and the hydrogen and everything. And then we got to go to the pharmaceutical companies to go get some of the isolated constituents that come from natural plants. Oh, really great. So try to eat as much of your food live and raw and fresh, because you're an energetic electrical being. And so the electrical energetics of living foods, which we'll talk about today more and more, is going to be a huge blessing to your energy and electrical bodies. So what we're trying to do is clear everybody's channel, and that's how we do it with the live foods. And we use these supplements, and we use colonics and massages and meditation and yoga and exercise and sunlight and water and living foods and all the other things that we can do to eliminate that which is, harming us. And it's like everywhere, dude. And we have been programmed to the hilt. So I'm here to reverse brainwash you, because that's what I do. I am literally in a state of reverse brainwashing. That's what I have to do, because I got jacked up like we all did when we were kids, and we ain't been right since. And we're still like, aren't you healed yet, Dan McDonald? I'm like, dude, some of these layers, man, of the mental body, the emotional body, all the different manifestations of that, and to work through it to become a clear, bright, purified channel of the Most High might take a lifetime of work. And you know what? I'm in. Can you dig it? And so I will ask you to join me on this journey into your awesomeness. You know what I'm saying? By reprogramming yourself. And like, you just go over the reprogramming and you pound that in, and eventually it displaces all of the childhood traumas and the brainwashing that's been going on every day of your entire life, unless you are, 119 years old is when the Rockefeller really started to brainwash and take away natural, holistic, normal is not natural. Can you dig it? I'm talking about natural. I'm talking about sunlight. Oh, now it's bad, right? No, it's not true. Sunlight purifies. The pure water. I mentioned that I got a distiller. Structured, purified water. You cannot drink from the tap unless you have like a really specific kind of thing where you've got like a $10,000 or $20,000 water purification system. But purify your water in one way or the other. My favorite is distilled. People argue with me, but when a revelation comes to you at the end of a 40-day water fast, on like day 35, and your brain goes, get your distiller out of storage, dummy, and then you make distilled water and then you drink it, and 35 days you've been choking down this stuff that your body's rejecting, and then all of a sudden you drink the distilled water and it just and then you can restructure that with Shilajit, with a little fulvic acid, with a piece of sea salt, with an essential oil, with a key code, whatever you do to restructure that water the way you want. So programming your water, we're taking the raw living foods, it's already structured by nature and sunlight and a slow growth of the structuring of the water. That's why I like to get most of my liquids from raw living plant foods like watermelon, cucumber, celery, carrots. Apples are in season right now. Citrus is coming. God bless you. We'll get back on track. So, the cleanse. I'm just having fun, dude. I'm going to do it, man. I don't care how many tangents we go on today. I need to do this for myself. I used to have so much fun, and then I gave all that up, and now I'm coming back. It's like, I'm just going to have fun, dude. You got this thing down. I've been living it, doing it. Like, I've been full on, full-fledged. I'm stoked. I got hella stuff I can't wait to share with you today through the course of the day. It's going to be a 2 or 3 hour long class. Why? Because I can't quit tooting my own horn, talking about how cool I am, man. So let's talk about that. How cool is DTM? How cool are you? Let's love ourselves, man. That's the biggest thing the DTM is learning is love. Love yourself. Can you dig it? Easy to say, But then it can be done. Forgive and love yourself. Can you dig it? Get to the cleanse, brother. Get to the cleanse. Because we are going to heal your colon and cleanse out all that self-hatred and judgment. It's actually, a lot of it's in the heart and the mind and the amygdala. But anyhow, so this is what I like to do. I'm going to tell you, here it is. Okay, here's the sensible person. Now, I also want to say that if you're really, really unwell, you start out small. You might, if you're really, really unwell, maybe morbidly obese, or you've got some kind of chronic condition for a long time, you may need to start really small with just 2 of these. Most people that they drink the juice, they eat some raw foods, they get some exercise, they're taking decent care of themselves, they're semi-conscious about all this, they can jump right into 8. 8 cleanse. But if you're like morbidly obese, or you're not well, or you have a chronic condition, and you try 2, and then for a couple days, and you see what happens, then you try 4, see what happens, then you try 6, maybe that'll be the magic number, and you'll be like, okay, wow, okay, you'll see it, because I did it. I did this yesterday. I did a double dose. Today I'm going to do a triple dose. But yesterday I did a double dose, and it's like I did a double deuce, and it was awesome, dude. And we are raw foodists, so we can talk about our poop. And it was amazing. And that's what you want. You want amazing, champion style. I'm on the front of a Wheeze box dumps, okay? That's what you are aiming for. You are a champion, okay? On the toilet. And that's what we're working on, because our bowels is where it's all gone wrong. The poor people of planet Earth, can you dig it? Start off small, work your way up with the cleanse, okay? Work your way up to 8 a day. You do this protocol for 3 to 6 months. It can take 6 to 9 months to clean out your colon in the best of conditions. Now, there are ways to accelerate that with colonics, with the cleanse, with different abdominal exercises, with different abdominal massage techniques if you've got someone in your area. Yoga is really helpful. There are many yoga poses that actually help to regenerate the colon and bring it back up into shape. Rebounding is really good. But you're talking about years of waxy, plastic, fake, artificial, synthetic, overeating, Thanksgiving, turkey, everyone gets unwell, then there's a whole nother wave, but it's not because of anything that's none of that other stuff. It's actually just our choices, our habits, our lifestyle. If you do what you do, if you do what needs to be done, you ain't never going to get sick. You know it. It's not even real. It's not happening. You're cool. You ain't tripping. But if you're on the standard American lifestyle and you're not caring for your body and your life and your mind and your heart and your spirit, if you're not feeding yourself well in those ways, then you will be unwell, because the unwellness and the sickness is a gift from nature. Oh, Dan McDonald, you're totally nuts. Pain is a gift from nature. They are guides. Sickness is the vital force, the divine intelligence, pushing out all the obstructions in your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies to be processed and relinquished so that you can become a clear and divine channel. But what do? We get a little bit of symptoms, which is the vital force pushing the garbage and the filth and the mucus and the pus and the hatred and the fear out of the system because of whatever reason, the vital force is getting blocked up, it's getting occluded. And that's usually in the form of some kind of mucus, with the yellow stuff, the fever coming out your nose, the achiness. That's all inflammation, which is just you overate of the wrong stuff, and now the vital force, which thankfully you have, because when you are dead, you have no vital force. And as you get older and weaker and sicker from the wide road that leads to death, you lose that vital force. And then when you stop getting sick, that's when you really need to be worried. But when you're getting sick, that's good. Kids get sick all the time, right? Because we feed them the milk and the cereal and the junk and the ice cream and the sugar, and then their vital force is like, and then they're like, oh, Johnny, then here's the NyQuil. Then we suppress, and then we begin the process of the pharmaceutical kind of consciousness, which is, oh, you have a symptom, suppress it. Well, that just pushes the sickness deeper into the tissues, and then later on you're going to have to deal with it when you get more mature and more educated, and then you're going to have to fast and cleanse and heal and purify yourself, and it could take a minute. Can you dig it? So sickness is a blessing to show you. Pain is a blessing to guide you into what you're doing wrong, but then you take the pills and suppress it. That's not what we do here. We are willing to feel it to heal it. We want to be well. We want to be happy. We want to be joyful. We want to feel alive. We want to do the best we can. We are stewards of the body that we've been given by nature, filled by the light and the presence of your divinity, which I like to call God. All praise be to the Most High. Period. That's how I roll. Can you dig it, baby? I know that you can. Try to keep it on track, okay? I pretty much would say that I am on track. So this is the normal person's deal. 1, okay? That's what you do. Now you say, oh, I'm a normal person. I'm not crazy like DTM. Now you do that, and you knock that back, and you've got the cleanse, and what you have is some herbs in a very magical and special formula. And the more that I've gotten to use this, the more I've seen the power and the efficacy and the beauty and the awesomeness of the cleanse product. Because it has some psyllium in there. But it's got a little cascara, which you all know will create a blowout if you take too much, but it's very small amount, just enough to loosen things up. Corn silk in there, some peppermint, hibiscus, just some nice fiber, which acts as prebiotics for your little homies that you want to nurture, the garden of the gut. But also with the cascara and with the psyllium, it expands, and then just boom, champion. Bam, you're like, I am a warlord, you know? I'm not even going to flush that because I'm going to let the next person see what a champion I am. And then they're going to get pissed off. But you're gross. This is disgusting. What's wrong with you? You're like, hey, I wanted you to know that I'm a champion because I've been using the cleanse product. So, but that is the normal person. And you start there too if you're at the beginning. But once you get more experienced and you're ready for some champion, super champion, master gold medal, bowel movements, you might even do a double dose. Bop. Okay? That's what I did yesterday right there. But now, today, I'm going to try, and that's about, I've done the triple dose a couple times. I'm just going to be very much more aware this time because it's amazing. When I do the cleanse product, I have a movement in the morning. When I don't do the cleanse product, I usually don't have one until the afternoon when I have my first juice drink. Okay? I drink the water. What I do is I get up and I go to the yoga, the hot yoga, and I just drink my 32-ounce water while we're practicing, because you get these little breaks and they say, everyone take a water break, and then you just slam your 32 ounces of water while you're doing hot yoga, and it's epic because the hot yoga creates circulation. That's another thing we're going to be working on here is our circulation, but that's the raw foods, that's the body work, that's the hot yoga, the infrared, the exercise, the sunlight, circulation. Ginger's really good. We got that in both of our juices today. We'll go over that. Let's go for the third. So this is actually really my breakfast here today. So we are like super legit. And by the time we get the lemon ginger blast done, I'll probably be ready for that. But that's a triple doser. And so this is awesome to do this. When you, like, the reason why I'm saying this might be the number one practical product is because if you're overweight or obese, I mean, it all starts with the small and large intestine. You can get to the large intestine with a colonic machine, yes, but you can't get to the small intestine. So that's a top-down job. Right here, you've got the top-down small intestine cleanser, wiping away, sweeping away, cleansing and chewing and breaking down the plaque and the mucus. And I mean, I have had people vomiting, which is good. That's the thick layer of mucus on the stomach after a lifetime of overeating and excessive animal products and etc. Then I've had people that just showed me the other day vomiting old blood clots. And I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 little clots. I'm talking about a sink full of old blood. Now, this is a friend of mine. She's got a little extra weight on her, you know, but she's on the path and she's healing. She's using the Paradigm protocol, which is basically the only thing we've got her on, and she's eating better, and she's lost like 25 pounds, so she's coming along really nicely. And so you're cleansing yourself. Another gentleman, one of my clients, or here on the Elite Video Club, actually did the juicing with the Paradigm and then some water fasting, but with the Paradigm, with the herbal blood, the parasites right into the toilet. So we're talking about getting cleaned up here after a lifetime of some strange living, getting rid of these energetic entities which manifest themselves on the physical level, but we're going through the physical plane to get in there to flush away the energetic stagnation. To take your time and be patient, get in this for the long haul. People want a quick fix. This isn't something that's a quick fix. This is a lifestyle. This is for the rest of your life to stay healthy. You know, of course, you don't have to do the Paradigm stuff for the rest of your life, but that's where you start to get the gut regenerated. And then for me, I just stay on it because then I stay optimally healthy with mostly, you know, the Paradigm and the Life Essentials, the vitamin E and all the antioxidants. And it's just a great, Lou Corona's smart, Phil smart, Dave's the formulator. It's a family company. They all have the love of Christ in their heart. And that's what goes into, that's why this is such a high vibration. And I've calibrated everything. I've been doing muscle testing for 15 years. You know, it's not for everyone for sure, but it's just like, it just is what it is, man. And when you know what you know, you just know, and you just do what you do. And it's a very high vibrational company and very high level of consciousness with a very high intention. And that's very important. And the purity levels are off the charts because everything is tested on the way in and the way out. Okay. And so what I'm going to do here is drink my little drink and just tell you that this is more bang for your buck, the powder, and this is more convenient. Now, if you've got the financial affordability, I would say get them both because I use them both. When I'm in a hurry, boom, you know, I take these. What I like to do is really load up on the cleanse before a water fast. I really double and triple up before a water fast to get as much junk out of there. And even if you're on the best diet, your colon's still, I mean, you have to be total liquidarian, super fruitarian with no avocados, which I like avocados. I like the almonds and that type of thing. So eventually thin layers of mucus, which is healthy. There's a thin layer of mucosa, which is thinner than one of your hairs, right? That's the protective barrier that your microbes create. But the other layers of ropey, thick stuff just eventually build up in this dark, damp area, and we need to be periodically cleansing. In nature, they had that. There would be lean times, and you were forced to fast. And so the microorganisms and the enzymes in your liver that are produced when you're in a state of ketosis or autophagy, whatever the keywords are these days, inundation, is just the liver releases all massive amounts of enzymes, and then it gobbles up everything. And whether it's 3 days without food or sometimes even longer, or very moderate low calorie diets as you're just eating grass or whatever, finding these little high mineral but low calorie fruits that have high fiber, etc. And your body will go into a partial ketosis or the full-on water fasting full ketosis, and you'll be able to break that down. We had that throughout history. Now we have grocery stores and fast food, drive-through delivery, so there's no day that you go without even eating. That's why fasting is such a huge component and blessing, one of the, if not the greatest gift from the Creator to the human or all the living organisms, but mostly to the human organism for the suffering that we experience, to alleviate the inflammation, the pain, the stiffness, and the excessive bowling ball gut, which is what this is for. So If you don't have affordability, I'm going to recommend that this might be like the number one product that you use. Like if you're, because it's number one, it's the most inexpensive, and number two, it's one of the most practical products. They're all very useful for what they're for. But if you're just getting started, it all starts in the gut. You've just got to get the stomach, well, the esophagus, which is less of a problem. It usually starts at the stomach with stomach mucus or different valve problems or lack of hydrochloric acid or whatever, and then there's heartburn, you know, which I won't really try to go into that, but you know, celery juice and fasting because you're just eating more than, and you're not ready to recede. So if you just wait and fast, then if you fast a little while, whether it's 18 hours or 24 or 36 or 72 or 7 days or 5 days or 14 days or 10 days or whatever, 21 days European fast, you know, 40 days spiritual fast. It's all been done by this one here, and I'll tell you, it's epic stuff and it's extremely useful. But you got to be smart, you got to be educated. Find someone to help you if you don't have that much, but educate yourself on water only fasting. And then play with it. Have fun with it. Go small and slow. Like everything I do here, just go small and slow. That's my little thing to protect my butt and to make sure that you know that slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise. Boom. The rabbit, he's like, you know, but then he hits the wall and crashes, and the tortoise is just chilling. So, because you got a rabbit personality here, but learning how to be a tortoise. Can you dig it? So this would be the one that I would say if you have affordability issues and you've got like some stomach issues, bloating, bowling ball, extra chub, excess weight, this would be the one product. Like I said, it's the most inexpensive and really at the levels of beginner, the most practical. Maybe later on, the enzymes or the Pyridine natural protein might come in handier for other people once you've got a much cleaner colon and higher level of absorbability. Anyhow, the cleanse, epic. So let's knock this baby back. I don't waste no time. There was one other thing. Oh yeah, that's right, because I was going to take my time and share the details. But see, it's already begun to gelatinize. So this does not store well. Many times I will recommend that you get a cooler for everybody, truck drivers, teachers, everybody, anywhere, all the time. If you're going to work and you're going to have those temptations, get a cooler, make your juice the night before, and you know, fill it with raw foods, bananas, grapes, you know, celery with homemade nut butters, soaked and sprouted, etc., whatever. But this is one that doesn't store well. You wouldn't want to make this the night before, because what happens is the psyllium husk gelatinizes and it turns into like a goop, which is fine. I've had that happen and I've chugged it back, but it's like a big giant loogie. Okay, sorry for being gross. But so what you do is you mix that at the time of consumption. This thing is a real lump. Cool. So this is a triple dose. I'll let you know how things go tomorrow. I'll be like, I won't even say a word, you'll just know. He just won a gold medal on the porcelain Olympics. This is a real chunky. It ain't breaking up. I'm chewing on it now. It really ain't bad. Honestly, I give the cleanse product like a 5 out of 10 for taste. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's not like, oh, I'm so excited. It's not like the probiotics where you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat this whole $100 thing, you know. These little things, man, you know, they're like, the probiotics are delicious. The Life Essentials, which, you know, this is less expensive than the probiotics. So you can eat the Life Essentials right out of the bag. You can even eat the natural protein out of the bag. I've done it before many times. In fact, the first bag that I ordered way back when we first got it, that's the first thing I did. Me and one of my friends, we just got back from the beach. I got my little box. I was like, oh, cool, Pyridine natural protein. Lou's been talking about this. And I was like, we were like, oh man, we were both just chomping. I think we both took about like 4 tablespoons. Delicious. So this thing is nice and chunky. So I was going to just knock it back. I've actually never had this happen. Oh, sure, Dan. Sure, you're just saying that. No, there we go. So this is really thick because it's a triple dose. But boom, there you go. And you just, what I do is just knock it back. That way I don't have to sit here and sip on it for forever, you know. Anyhow, I still got some chunks. So that's the cleanse. So it only took us 48 minutes to get through step 1. Step 2 is your juice. Step 2 is juice with the pyrazyme and the herbal blood. So this is step 1 in the protocol. So water and then your cleanse. You can take the cleanse with the water, or you can take the cleanse with your lemon ginger blast or your favorite juice. So all you really need to know is juice, salad for the pyrazyme protocol. Or you can do juice if you want to do the pyrazyme liquid lifestyle and regenerate yourself at a whole nother level. And then you do this until you're ready to start the process of the water fasting. Now, of course, you start off with 1 day, then you go to 2 days, and you go to 3 days, and then you might work your way up to a 7-day. Then you get it. You start getting it. You're like, okay, wow, this is how it works. And then you can move on from there as you study more and get more intentional and more declarative about what it is that you want to do with this experience and how far you want to take it, because it goes on and on and on, and it don't stop. And you get cleaner and clearer and brighter and more in love with divinity and more in love with the way. And then you become aware of the way beyond the way. And then you are just like you're in a perpetual state of worship, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. Amen. We'll talk about that some other day. I don't want to be a spiritual guru, but I do love the truth, you know, the highest truth. That's really chunky. So here's the lemon ginger blast, or any other juice, but I wanted to just do the lemon ginger blast over and over again. It's like, dude, we've seen this a million times, dude. You're wasting our time. You got to remember, there's always new people, always a refresher course, and I'm just actually making my food for the day. So this is like real, except I do it over here. I got my little juicer right here. And I got my little blender back over here. But the blender's over here now because we're going to be doing some gorilla milk and some coconut almond yogurt. This is like the full-on pyrazyme life transformative lifestyle in one long-ass video because I keep rapping. So let's just get started with the lemon ginger blast, or whatever your favorite juice is. And then the reason why we do the lemon ginger blast is because you can either, so I guess I could have an exact protocol, but usually what you can do is take you use the lemon ginger blast to take the cleanse product. So normally on my average every day, I'll make the lemon ginger blast usually about 3 or 4 times a week, and I'll use other juices too. I like to mix it up, whatever's local and season available. If all you have is like carrots, that'll work. You make what works work, what you can afford, what is local, what is available. Any juice is fine, and you know yourself. Do you need to limit your sugars, until you get yourself cleaned up a bit more and build some more muscle and get a better exercise program? You might need to lean more on the green stuff. The clean green, the celery, the cucumber, the dill, the cilantro, the kale. But you might be able to just be like one of those people like me that's like, I love orange juice and I love green juice and coconut water and I can do any of it. but it's just the liquid hydration, the living liquids full of minerals and hydrogen and oxygen and phytonutrients that just saturates my body and keeps me hydrated. Hydration and circulation. So this is the lemon ginger blast. Like I said, usually I do the lemon ginger blast and the cleanse, and then for juice number 2, I do the herbal blood and the pyrozyme. Okay, so the herbal blood and the pyrozyme. We'll talk about that. Let's just get this juice going. Come on, baby. There it is. So this is a brand new juicer, Green Star Pro, dude. And oh, see, I ain't got nothing to catch it. That would have been real bad. But no, here we go. We got this. I'm still going to be chugging down this. So there's my little catcher. That's why you want to drink that right away, because I think I let it sit for like 10 or 15 minutes and it just congealed. It's supposed to do that down in your colon and sweep everything down with it. Lemon ginger blast is apple, celery, cucumber, fennel, optional, ginger, lemon, mint, dandelion, arugula. One more time for your pencil. Apple, lemon, ginger, cucumber, celery, fennel, mint, dandelion, arugula, and optional is a habanero or a jalapeno or a dash of cayenne. It helps with the circulation, but for some people it's excessively hot. So you would leave that out if you're not a spicy type person, but most people really enjoy it. And you don't have to put like a whole one. You can cut one in half if you want to chill it out. Or like I said, a jalapeno is usually more chill. This fennel is optional, but I like to add fennel. Fennel's an amazing herb. What you have in the living herbs and the fruits and the vegetables are essential oils, along with hydrogen, oxygen, fiber, microbes, etc. But it's the essential oils in these fruits and vegetables, particularly you'll notice in things like fennel, that make you smell good, that are the medicine, that contain a certain frequency and charge. So these oils or these fats are created by the plant while they're growing. And this is what makes you smell good. This is the inner perfume of fresh, organic fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, seeds, and seaweeds. So I'm putting in all the fennel and lemon. I put the lemon peel in. Again, you've got all of the essential oils. Now you can't do that with grapefruit. You can't do that with lime. You can't do it with orange. You can do a little bit. You can leave a little bit of the peel on grapefruit, lemon, or lime. But I've had many people talk to me and they'll be like, oh, I just threw all the oranges in to the Breville. And I drank it with all the orange peels on. And I got really sick. Because that's too many essential oils in one shot. Like when you go to use essential oils orally, you just take one drop. It's a frequency thing. I hope I didn't forget ginger. I don't think I did. But anyways, I said it twice, so that should be enough. But you can also Google it. You can look at the Pyrozyme website, or you can look up any of my old videos. I've made this recipe 20 times. You know, Lou's made it 5 times. It's all there. But this is pretty much it. Apple, lemon, ginger, celery, cucumber, mint, dandelion, arugula, and fennel. And I think I've got enough today to make 2 quarts. I may or may not. It doesn't really matter. But normally when I make the lemon ginger blast, I'll make at least 2 or 3 quarts. It lasts in the fridge for up to 72 hours. So you can make it, and you can make it for enough for 3 days. And that's what you can do with most juices, if you remember that all the citrus juices act as preservatives, okay? A lemon is particularly good, but orange, lemon and lime are the best. As preservatives, you add those in, and it gives it another day or two. You know what I mean? And if the juices don't, you'll see more separation, and you'll see more rapid oxidation. So remember that citrus juices, even in some very small quantities, just a few drops. So if you make a green juice or any kind of fresh juice and you want to preserve it, just squeeze a little lemon, a little lime, a little orange, a little grapefruit into there, and the citric acid will keep it fresh. That's one of the main food preservatives that's used on our processed food, which I don't recommend, I don't recommend processed food at all. In fact, the more natural stuff, fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, seeds, seaweeds, natural, pluck and eat. Now, juicing is kind of something that we do for therapeutic purposes and to concentrate nutrition and hydration for a world gone mad. We are definitely not living in the Garden of Eden. It's like everywhere. And so juicing is kind of a modern therapy for a world gone mad with toxicity and their literal worship of toxicity. And it's really like a sickness cult. It's really a sickness cult. I call it the COVIDians, and it's like the people, but it's only because of the great corporate gods. We worship your products, and your bottom line is so important, and you're also, genocidal maniacs, globalists, who have more money than you could ever spend in 1,000 lifetimes. So the only jolly you're going to have is other strange, weird things like control and manipulation. It's a fun little game. So don't get sucked in. I have no problem. I don't hate them. I don't hate the genocidal maniacs that are trying to kill me. I really don't. I feel sorry for them, to be honest. Imagine having trillions of dollars, 17 houses, 4 of your own private islands, 6 family yachts, 8 jets, trillions of dollars, and still unsatisfied with life. That's why they hate the worthless eaters. Like, I don't own anything. I gave all the stuff away, and I've got, I found a table in the garbage, made in China. That's unfortunate. I wish it said made in USA, but I got a little table, but I'm not buying any furniture. But now I think I'm going to live here for a while, but I'm still not going to buy any furniture because, man, I don't want to have to give it away. What if I got to bug out? You know what I'm saying? Word. At least this is a good place, though, man. These red states, there's something to be said. I ain't trying to have all this craziness, man. No way, dude. I don't want anybody telling me what to do because I like to breathe freely, okay? I like to breathe freely, period. I save a lot of it for the talking plainly a little bit more on the Elite Video Club. But you know what I'm saying. I like to breathe freely, and I live a chemical-free lifestyle. And I'm not talking about organic biochemistry, okay, because you got the dunderheads that'll be like, everything is, breast milk is, chemicals. Yeah, but that's organic biochemistry. Now, if the mama's got the breast milk and she's been drinking and eating poisons, I wouldn't want that either. But I'm talking about organic biochemistry versus synthetic isolated chemicals. Now, especially with 100% absorption, okay? Step back, Jack. Anyways, it's cool, man. If you know what you know there's no force. It's only coercion and choice. Because, see, here's a little bit of a spiritual philosophy of mine. God and Satan both want you to choose it. Okay? God don't want to force you, and Satan don't want to force you. But Satan do want to trick your ass through ignorance. Can you dig it? So get an education in the truth and align yourself with the truth. only the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And I'm talking about the absolute truth. And that's where we start. That's our foundation, our bedrock. Now, are we going to talk about the linear aspects of the absolute truth? Are we going to have a scientific discussion about absolute truth? No, we are not. We can have a discussion about relative truths, but when it comes to the absolute, you just know. Because you are. Boom. Done. There's no arguments, dissertations, convincing, cajoling. It's just either you know or you don't know. So it's up to every one of us to inquire, and turn the gaze inward. Because that's where you will find it. That's where you will find and realize the truth. Is at the center and the core and the essence of your being. And that's what we're trying to get to create a healthy body so that the mind is healthy, so that we can use the mind as a biochemical factory, which then pumps all the biochemistry through the heart. See what I'm saying? So, but if this thing is off, then this thing's going to be off, then this thing's going to be off. So you go from one level to a higher level to a higher level, and then theoretically, I have never thought about this, but maybe to another level. But at the center of it all is the love. Can you dig it? And so this is the celery. I'm trying to get it down in there, but man, I love this juicer. I did do a very good job with this. So I'll get us a little wavy gravy here. We're gonna get it. So I got this little table. It works pretty good, but it's cool. I'm excited to get to the next level over there. I'm just moving like one building away. I don't know how I ended up here, but I prayed. I went all over the U.S. looking for like where's the best vibe, And when I rolled through this town, I got a good feeling, and it said, "This is it." And then the next day, I found this apartment, and the lady she was praying to God, as I have heard many, many times. I was praying to God, and I found your videos. But actually, so she was praying to God, and I came in, and I was like, "Yo, she's like, when do you need to move in?" I was like, today, because I'm in motel rooms, driving around this little tin can that I bought. And she said, "Oh, I think we can do that." I was like, I drove here, I did all the paperwork, and I moved in that night. That's what happens to the DTM. It's like magic. Even though there's usually like a 30 or 60-day waiting list. This is arugula, by the way. Rocket in some parts of the world. But now we're friends, and then so she was praying, and I needed an apartment, and she needed someone to show her the way. And so I got her, we did she's very respectful. She paid me for a consultation. I told her, join the Elite Video Club so you can get the consultation for half price. So if you want a consultation, then you join the Elite Video Club and you get a half price consultation, and then you save like $70, man. And then you get to also get access to all of the content that's over there. And you get access to the Children of Light support group on WhatsApp, and you also get to join us for the live classes, which is like a family. It's like the Elite Video Club is my family, and they have been a huge blessing. See how that has congealed into like a slop. So tomorrow I'm going to be real excited, because yesterday when I drank this with the double dose, it wasn't like this. Of course, I didn't let it sit for long either. So, we got this. I'll show you on camera. So remember the one time when it was like, wow, you poured it into the abyss. So, looks looks like we're doing pretty good. I don't think we're gonna get, so then you dump this. You can also use the lemon ginger blast crackers. You take the pulp and you can put a little bit of ground flax seeds, a little salt, a little peppers, jalapenos or basil or dill or whatever you like, and you put it in there. You put it in the, first you grind up the flax seeds in the Vitamix. I would never buy ground flax seeds because they oxidize very rapidly, so you keep them whole and then you grind them yourself right before you use them in your Vitamix, and then you just take like about a quarter cup, half a cup, depending on how much pulp you've got. You put that in the food processor, in the S-Blade. You mix all that. You can throw a little garlic, some peppers, salt, hot peppers, or anything, and then you roll this thing out into a ball and you smash it down with your cutting board and the Teflex sheet from the dehydrator. I don't have a dehydrator yet, but I'm going to get one because we're going to be doing a Raw Living Foods Academy on the Elite Video Club on Patreon. I'll probably have some crossover with Ricky. I'll probably just film the classes and then sell them on the website. It probably might be better to just join the Elite Video Club, but either way, you know, however you want to do it. Some people are like a one-off, and then I've got people that have been there since the beginning and they just stay every month after month. Some people come for just 1 month, check out the content. But other people might just want to get the classes as I release them on the website, as I add to my repertoire over there on the regenerateyourlife.org school. Anyways, you can. I'm not going to do anything with the pulp. I don't have a dehydrator yet, but it looks like I'm going to be investing in that. I just got a distiller, so I'm basically setting up shop here. I never would have thought Arizona, but who knows what life. Just go with the flow, you know? And it's cool, man, because I haven't had to wear a mask since I got here. And that means a lot to me. A lot more than most people, I think. They're like, oh, it's okay, whatever, it's just for a minute. But I'm like, I don't know, man. That's a real, like, I'm like the alpha male when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, and I know what I know, you know? Not everybody knows what I know. Not everybody agrees with what I know, but I know what I know for myself. And I'm just not, I don't need no, you know, genocidal globalist control freak. You know, that's what their jollies are, is control. Because they're afraid. That's why I have compassion for them, and they have no real power. Quiet. Save it for conspiracy hour, or conspiracy corner is what I'm going to call the video. It's going to be a series, probably once a month, just keeping everybody up to date, you know, just for the fun of it, because I love it. And everybody's like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. It's like, yeah, right. Those are conspiracy facts. Okay, every conspiracy theory keeps becoming a conspiracy reality unless you're sleepy. The world lives in the dark, you know, come out into the light. Like, our main job is to become aware of what we're unaware of. You know, we need to know what we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. Come out from behind your own ignorance and shine. Don't worry about nobody else. Like, I know I'm getting up here and doing this, but that's just because I did it for all these years and it's my job and I do enjoy it. And so, you know, otherwise I would just be quiet and shut up and just do this one, and that's it. But since I'm in a position to, you know, be helpful to some who need this kind of, you know, consciousness, then I will do that. But it is good to be silent. It is good to be quiet. It's good to be nobody. It's good to dissolve into nothing and be unimportant. You know? That's kind of a, you know, just to not be important, you know? But maybe what you're sharing is useful, beneficial, all this experience, all the pain and suffering, which we've all been through. There's the wounded healer, and then there's DTM, the broken healer. I shouldn't say that because I'm breaking open. But sometimes these programs are very deep in us, and it can take a while to truly break free, really break free. Not just to look good on the outside or to have a polished up wrap, but to actually have peace and love and joy and contentment and forgiveness for everyone, even the people that want to kill you, even for the craziness of the world, even for the people that call you all kinds of names because they don't understand, that you have had to look deeper. If you're one of those people that's had to look deeper, and it didn't come so easily to you, or you just have to come out from ignorance, or I have a new joke that I came up with a little while ago. I was born with my middle fingers up. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't, I was kind of affected by my parents, but I didn't really listen. I was kind of a rebel. I didn't listen to my teachers. I didn't listen to the preacher man. I didn't believe him. I was an old soul. I was like, wait a minute here, buddy. I'm not letting that sink in. So all those years of ignoring public education, I realized, I did get 2 quarts. Yeah, that's a DTM if I ever saw one. Look at that. 2 quarts. Exactly. Right on the line. So I was just born a rebel, and I'm just not susceptible to the propaganda. And I recommend everyone do their best to not be susceptible to the propaganda. Well, Dan, tell us what the propaganda is. All of it. Unless someone is like, hey, I am here to set you free because I am here to set myself free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to control you. I'm only here to control this as good as it possibly can within the limited, scope of control that I've got. And I'm going to leave you alone. Like, I'll do this. I'm not going to force feed it down your throat or say, your diet's wrong or none of that crap. I've had to go through a whole thing, man, for like the last year and a half, really. It's none of my business. I'm not going to put nobody down. I'm not the food police. I never was, but in small ways I was. But I'm not the food police. I don't like the food police. I don't believe in the food police. Stay off everybody and just do what you do and shine so bright that everybody's just going to come and ask you questions. Your family is going to see it. At first, they're going to resist you. They're going to hate you. Come on, Margaret, just eat a piece of chicken. Eat some pizza. I see that you've lost 15 pounds, 20 pounds. You're making me uncomfortable. Just eat some turkey and stuffing. And you're like, you know what? I saw this guy on Regenerator, and I was like, I don't want to be sick anymore, so I'm doing this protocol. I'm cleaning out all the mucus. I'm cleaning out my lymphatic system. I'm cleaning out my colon, and I'm going to clean out all this pain and stiffness and inflammation and sadness and lethargy and depression out of my colon and out of my nerves and out of my brain and out of my tissues and out of my fascia, and I'm going to remove all the crystal deposits, and I'm going to get flexible, and I'm going to get hydrated, and I'm going to get electrified, and then I'm going to become enlightened, and then I'm going to sit in the lotus position, levitating off the ground 4 feet, and I'm going to say, I am Master Sabadabadibaduba. You will worship me. Oh man, I never want to be a guru, because most of the breatharians end up being frauds. Most of the gurus end up being frauds. And I just want to be a nobody little dude that is not important, not special to myself, to God, maybe to my close families, but you know what I'm saying? Like the ego, and just letting your ego just destroy you and kill you deader than a doornail, deader than a mackerel. The ego will it'll be like, I will never release. I will die with this, tree stump up my butt of uptightness. I will never let go, And then it's like, okay, ego, well then you're going to suffer greatly. And it's like, I don't care. But if you can just be like, Mr. Ego, please, you're killing us here. Just forgive, let go, move on. Find something else. Evolve, grow, Now that's easier said than done because a lot of the ego is at the subconscious, but the work needs to be done. And I highly recommend it. I'm doing it myself. Otherwise, I would not tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it. And it's, for me, meditation is huge. The diet discipline is huge because tasty titillations are the wide road. And it's like, dude, there's no greater food addict. I hate to admit it. I'm embarrassed. But it's like, and I got to get a handle on this food addiction, which is people like you're too hard on yourself. And it's true, I kind of am, but I'm also have very high standards, and I'm not going to lower my standards. I'm going to live a moderate, simplistic, sober lifestyle. And when I mean sober, I mean, from all the pharmaceuticals and recreationals and even the plant medicines, which, can be useful. But every time I do them, it always says, you're done. You don't need me anymore. And I love to do it with just pure consciousness. I think that's where the future's headed, is that maybe, people are going to talk about the buffo, and they're going to talk about the ayahuasca, and they're going to talk about the mushrooms and all the potential benefits that are there, and the cannabis too for pain and everything else. But then there's another level beyond that where you create the biochemistry yourself, from within yourself, and you learn how to do it with pure consciousness, with the consciousness that you have, with the awareness that you are already, without any kind of alteration, which is great little crutches. And I have some of my friends are the most powerful plant shamans. Now everybody says that because everyone's a guru these days, but I mean, when I tell you that, some of my friends are like the most amazing plant healing shamans. I'm talking about not just let's party with some ayahuasca. I'm talking about very intentional, very intense, very skilled, very talented, very awake, very aware. And I've been through those ceremonies and whatnot and had a great time. But my inner spirit always says, and then this is my message to you, that this can be done with nothing. The light within you. I call it the divine consciousness. It's already operating. What we're trying to do is get this apparatus to get on board and harmonize with the divine intelligence within, develop a relationship with it through prayer, through fasting. The strongest one for me is meditation, the way that my life has been and the way this thing is structured, the masculinity and all that. The meditation is extremely beneficial to go inwards and to start harmonizing with the divine intelligence, which is the ultimate medicine. I'll be making a program about that, the ultimate medicine. It's free, okay? It's amazing. We all have it. As long as you're breathing, you have it. If you're not breathing and you're on the floor dead, you no longer have it. You've been unplugged from the divine intelligence in that sense, and now the body is disintegrating and the worms, and it's going to fester and die and be eaten by the worms and the microbes. But as long as you have that electrical conductivity, so what's your voltage? That's what we're trying to do with the raw foods, the fasting, the sunlight, the fresh air, the moderate exercise. I've learned that moderate exercise is best instead of intense, breaking the body down. Then you need more time for recovery. Unless you're like a bodybuilder, that's part of that program. But for the most of us, what we want is a parasympathetic state while exercising and not a stressful exercise regimen. In other words, go out and have fun. So as you're doing the protocol here, just go out and have fun. Do you like to ride bikes? Go ride, and go ride a little further next time. Walking, awesome. Hiking is dope. Swimming, kayaking, you get the deal. Anything, everything. I love yoga. So I do it all. Weightlifting, don't forget that. Stretch and Flex is a program that I've been wanting to share on the YouTube for a long time. I'll do that soon because there's a little gym down here. It's kind of crappy, but stretch and flex. All you need is some dumbbells or hell, some rocks. Anything to stretch the ligaments and bones, and then flex the muscles, and then release anything. It's cool. Stretch and flex. Remember that. So here we go. Let's get moving, DTM. You're rapping. You are rapping. But no, dude, we got 2 quarts of lemon ginger blast, baby. And we are doing exceptionally well, because usually on some of these other last videos I have a whole mess. There's just a little mess. We'll clean it up and we'll make another one with the next juice. But I just wanted to, and it's also given me a time to just rap. This guy likes to hear himself talk. You know what? I love these concepts, these principles. I love the experiences that I'm having. Believe me, my friends, while I've been gone, I've had some unpleasantness, okay? I will tell you that, as we all have through the last year. But it has nothing, well, I can't say that. It does have quite a bit to do with the pandemic, but not what you might think, Just the whole thing went wacky, wonky, wonkola, dude. And the world's gone mad, dude. There's a lot going on out there with the Wi-Fi and everything, dude. It's crazy, man. And so the people, they're getting, exposed, infused, and then they're jacked. And then in all the cities where they installed all the 5G, it's like wackoni. It's like very stressful on the organism. So pay attention to exposure, and rivers and oceans, and grounding is also extremely beneficial. Anything you can do to neutralize, turn the Wi-Fi off, try not to stare at your phone too much. I'm as guilty as anybody, believe me, but I'm getting better about it. I'm developing better habits, like just trying to minimize the amount of time that I spend looking at screens, and just trying to be very efficient with the emails and stuff and that type of thing. I'm just trying to drink this gelatinous goo, which I'm learning another lesson, because I only did this one other time before. I was like, oh, I didn't get to it. And then I put it in the fridge, and then I came back and it was just like Jell-O. Let's see if we can make this a little easier for myself. Instead of sucking down this. This is a real video, but no, it's cool. Like when I don't have to hurry so fast. God, it's so stressful. It's like, Dan McDonald, your videos are too long. It was only a 30-second video, Anyway, the attention span. I have attention span. I listen for hours to my teachers. There are some great teachers, some great educators. Most of mine are enlightened sages, to tell you the truth, and some of them, most of them, are gone, but I listen to their teachings over and over again. And I try to keep up to date with what's going on with the latest health stuff. I am a little bit out of the loop. Fresh. Okay, so let's get to the next level, and that is going to be this next juice. So it's really juice salad. So I did the cleanse, and then so I'll have to maybe explain it at the end so it's not confusing, but basically with this protocol, you've got water, juice, and then beginner is salad, intermediate is a fruit meal, and then advanced is another juice. So it's like a Puridyme juice cleanse using the enzymes, which all of this stuff feeds the beneficial microorganisms. Because you've got probiotics, prebiotics, carbohydrates, and amino acids, in all these with this system. And we're going to keep going, and then the synopsis at the end, I'll tie it all in as best as I can. It's taken me years of over and over and over again, really, to now it's kind of like automatic, really. And it's a really great lifestyle. It's a really great way, and then you adjust according to your situation. But usually it's water, then a lemon ginger blast with the cleanse caps. Then, then I go out and I go hiking or biking or go and lift weights. Mostly hiking and biking, and a lot of hiking. It's gotten a lot colder, but hiking and biking, and then hitting the gym is my main things. And then I'll come back after fitness, and then that's when I'll do number 2. Number 1 is cleanse, and number 2 is the herbal blood and the cleanse product. So I don't want to mess up my little display there I've got for the camera. Trying to do a good job for Puridyme, can you dig it? So it's I guess I put it somewhere else. What did I do with it? Oh, here's the open herbal blood and the open Purizyme. So I will take those in a minute, because I was going to try to do it, but it took me forever to choke that thing down. So I'm not quite ready to. I'm a soldier. I mean, I'm going to hit the lemon ginger blast and take my. It's like I'm going to be eating my whole meals within this video. So hopefully this is a long video so that I can kind of digest it, because it's not what you want to do. You want to space it out a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours between, And I wake up at 4, so I start pretty young, and then yoga is from 8:30 to 9:30. Then I come back, and then I'll have my first juice. And then I'll have a second one maybe around, it just depends. There's the flow there, but it just depends on how the day goes, whether I have consults or if I need to go shopping or, whatever. But it's just pretty basic. It's juice salad. And I'll tie it all in at the end. I'm just kind of getting through the nuts and bolts of this thing here. And then I'll try to do my best to create a nice synopsis. And then you're like, I had to wait till the end to get to the goddamn. Why can't you just do it at the beginning? Anyways, I'm not going to let nobody's complaining get me down, damn it. Because people could complain about anything, but you know what? I never complain. I never complain about videos or what people are doing. This is hard work, man. And if the sound isn't right, or the lighting isn't right, or if it takes time to get to it, that's just what it takes. So this is the Heal All juice. Heal All Detox. Let's call it the Heal All Detox and Beauty Juice, because it's been called the Heal All Juice in some recipe books and videos. It's been called the Detox Juice in some books and videos, my books and videos. And then I've also called it the Beauty Juice. And it's all three. It's the Heal All, Detox, and Beauty Juice. Hey, let's call it that. Let's say that. That sounds good, right? Heal All, Detox, and Beauty Juice. And it's got the antioxidants, the living water, the essential oils, the vitamins, the minerals, even got amino acids. And the carrots and all the fruits and vegetables have amino acids. Puridyme Natural Protein just happens to have all 22 essential amino acids in a very concentrated form, and it's delicious and it's extremely useful. But we'll save that for the coconut almond yogurt and the coconut Brazil nut yogurt. Just the bomb.com. Almonds are still my favorite and the most useful. But let's stay on track here, buddy. Let's do the Heal All Detox and Beauty Juice. It is apple, carrot, celery, cucumber, beet, ginger, lemon, and I'm also throwing fennel into this one as well. So we have a little overlap. Carrot, apple, ginger, beet, cucumber, lemon, and fennel. And I forgot to say celery. I will repeat it one more time for those of you who are taking notes. Carrot, apple, celery, cucumber, beet, lemon, ginger. And the fennel is it's one of my favorite plants. It's so delicious that the fennel is optional in this one, and anything else really. Like if you don't have it, I mean, you could drink carrot juice, boom, cheap and available. You can drink celery juice, all the rave these days. Norman Walker told us years ago about the benefits of celery juice. And we can do apple juice. Apples are in season right now. Epic, dude. Just straight up apple juice or apple cilantro or apple cucumber or apple celery lemon. It's the sky's the limit. And the more simple, the better. These are more complicated like tonics, but there is nothing wrong with the amazing plain old orange juice, plain old grapefruit juice, plain old celery, plain old cucumber, or coconut cucumber, or apple lemon ginger, apple carrot ginger. That's everyone's favorite. That's the name of that juice. And it's also readily available year round. Carrot, apple, ginger. You can create miracles of hydration and cleansing with carrot, apple, ginger juice and a couple of these Pyridine products like the Cleanse and the enzymes or the herbal blood if you have candida, yeasts. What we're trying to do is create an inhospitable environment and chase these critters out. We're raising up our frequency through the diet, through the thoughts, through the lifestyle, and then we're becoming inhospitable hosts for energetic entities, okay? Or subconscious belief patterns where we get into these dumb relationships over and over and over again. We're like, how could I be so stupid? Not really me. That's not really one of my patterns. I've been with some of the most amazing women on planet Earth. It's just that I'm a tough nut to crack. It's because I'm, I'm traumatized, but I'm going to get it, man. I'm going to get through all this. Like, I've been going through some serious stuff, man. And that's why I've been gone, okay? Because I've just been, and I just, vulnerability is nice in my earlier years, and it might even be part of my process, but it's just, PTSD for the little inner child from YouTube and social media, okay? There, I admitted it. And not everyone's like that. Some people don't give a crap. And it's not that the grown man gives a crap. He gets it consciously. Haters are your motivators, But the inner little child that was traumatized and abused, he doesn't know. He don't dig it. And that's where you got to get, that's the work, man. That's the real work, are these unconscious programs. Look, let's face it, folks. A lot of people are not going to wake up. They're going to be dead and they're going to be genocided before they wake up. Because of one of the biggest things when it comes to this, the big tech. They take away your subscribers. They don't let you have anything in the algorithms. If you talk about what they're allowed to talk about, if you toe the narrative, if you toe the line and you tell everybody, if you go along with the propaganda machine, you know, it's like, okay, $1 trillion investment firms owned by the families that make the money and own the money and run the reserve. Investment firms. Then you got all the corporations that they invest in. There is a very small handful of investment firms that own like 90% of all the corporations. Okay? And these people are the empty ones, because if you have trillions of dollars and you're not making fresh water in Africa, you're a dick. So these people are dicks. They're selfish, and it's sad, and it would suck to be them. You know, but they have a lot of money, and they invest in all these companies, and if you don't play ball, you don't make it. Yes, we can operate at these microscopic levels, but if you are trying to grow a large company like Microsoft or Facebook or Amazon, and you're not willing to play ball, you won't have any investors. If you all of a sudden get a conscience and be like, hey everyone, I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm going to tell you, don't do this. It's all a lie. It's all fraud. They're lying to you. They have been since the beginning. You know, they don't know anything about health. The doctors don't know anything about health. The lawyers are all a bunch of crooks. The politicians are all a bunch of retards that don't give a shit about anybody. And if someone came out and told the truth, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. You can't. They're going to knock you out. They're going to take you off the game board, which I've seen in my line of work. I've seen it time and time and time again. These dudes are talking truth. They're talking about the truth about cancer. They're talking about the truth about the infusions. They're talking about the truth about the pharmaceuticals. And they're just ixnay, gonzo, them, their work, disappear. You never even heard of them. But I'm a deep diver, you know. So I get to find out all these dudes and study their work, but then they're gone. Suddenly died of a heart attack. And this was even before people suddenly started dying of a heart attack, which is like all of a sudden now, suddenly, people are suddenly dying. And it's totally becoming just, oh, wow, okay, you know. Suddenly died. That's just what happens. Little children suddenly dying. It's, you know, athletes suddenly dying. It's like, that's normal, right? Well, it might be normal, but it ain't natural. And I'm telling you, man, this world is crazy because there's just evil energy out there. But, you know, put on the cloak of righteousness. They have no real power. You aligning with your own inner divinity, source self, you are the power. You are the elite. That's why I never call them the elite, and I never call them the overlords. They are the underlords. Really, if you think about it, just pulling down, we think of it like a triangle, but it's actually, the triangle is down like this, and it goes up like this, and they're reaching their tentacles up to pull humanity down and feed off of their life force. As you are an ascending being, as the consciousness was ascending through the information that was available on the internet back in the good old days, remember? But then, of course, everything always gets infiltrated, and then they lock it down, the information to control, because of afraid. Fear leads to control. Oops, okay. I usually make a mess when I make these videos. But that's how you know, man. It's not about, it's like, there's only one death that matters. There's only one certain type of disease and death that matters nowadays. And all the other ones, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, iatrogenic disease, suicides, drug overdoses, none of those deaths matter. We've got to focus on this death right there. Focus all our attention. Propaganda machine, all day, every day. Pop, 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 pop. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. You know what I mean? It should be fairly obvious, but we're still arguing with our family and friends. No, it's real. It's really real. Anything real doesn't require a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week propaganda campaign, okay? We would see the dead bodies in the street, man. So, and I know that people won't, I've seen it. I know that I don't even want to say anything about that stuff because, you know, people are, it's just, okay, there's three levels that of my little paradigm that I've got. That's the total sleepwalking zombies living in the dark. That truly is a very, I won't say the majority. I would say that that is a large portion because we have seen some awakening in the last couple of years because it became so obvious, right? So there is, some are just asleep, they're gone, there's no hope, adios. Then there are those that are sort of awake-ish. They're like, wait a minute, something doesn't seem right, but I'm still gonna acquiesce to certain things just because I don't have the full scope. I haven't dug down the rabbit hole all the way to understand the intricate details of the New World Order, globalism, you know, transhumanism, and the technocratic society, you know, and just evil reptilian consciousness trapped in the back of the human brain without an ability for the blood to come forward into the higher consciousness realms, okay? And so, yes, it is reptilian because, but it's not like these reptiles with slithering tongues and stuff like that, like little iguanas and lizards and things like that. But it's more of an energetic and realistic, grounded, pragmatic reference to the inability of the blood to make it past the reptilian brain in the human brain, because it's still in there. The reptilian mammalian brain is still a huge part of the human experience, but then there's a mass large of frontal lobe. But if you're eating the wrong food and living the wrong lifestyle, or have even genetics or exposure to information, the wrong information can block you down and keep that blood flow from coming forward. So that's what we're working on, is circulation and getting our blood flow to the front of our brain so that we can have that third eye awakening. And there's so many chemicals and stuff that block the fine glands in the brain, and you know, also in the brain mostly. I'm talking about in this case of blood flow, circulation, and the watershed areas of higher consciousness. Once those, it's sort of like once you start losing circulation in your testicles, you lose virility. When you start losing the microcirculation to these watershed areas in the brain, and I have a theory myself, watershed areas in the heart, there isn't anything about that in the science or the literature yet, but I believe there is even higher consciousness areas in the heart and energetic blocks within the emotional body as well. But the watershed areas in the brain have been well researched, etc. So here's this. I'm gonna add this. I'm just gonna leave this little bit of orange juice in here and make a new little addition to the Heal All Detox and Beauty juice. Okay, so here we go. That's all there. And that's the last juice. No, it isn't actually. We're gonna be making, and I should have done the beets first because now I'm gonna have red gorilla milk. But here's my second juice of the day. Can you dig it? So I will, and we've got 3/4 of a quart. I only have 16 ounces, and and 32 ounces. I don't have any 24, but I've got 24 here. Coolio, man. So that's what that is. We are going to be doing another. I'll be using the juicer one more time for your mind. So I'll do that first. We're going to make some Gorilla Milk. First, we're going to make some coconut almond yogurt. And then we're going to make some Gorilla Milk. But first, the first thing I'm going to do, though, is make the Gorilla Milk juice. Okay? And normally that's not my procedure here, but I really appreciate your time, your attention. It's been absolutely epic hanging out with you. I kind of had a miracle, I had a miracle happen, and anyhow, maybe someday I'll tell the story. It's pretty much, basically drama, inner drama, like everybody's got that, I'm sure. But it was really intense, and it's quite an experience. I'm not saying that my drama is more important than your drama in any way, shape, or form. I'm the one responsible for my own drama, which it's just really actually internal healing. If I didn't have high standards for myself, there would be no. I'd just be like, well, let's go out drinking, or whatever. Let's just do crazy stuff and let's just go please our senses, or, let's not walk the way. Let's just do the wide road and not walk the narrow road. But I'm a narrow road overcomer, and that's just what I am. I've embraced it. And the more on the spiritual journey, the more you learn to just love God and love truth. It's God or whatever. As people get mad or whatever. It's like, you mean the dude up in the sky? No, I don't mean the angry dude up in the sky who wants to burn everyone up because he forgot to take his medication. Not that guy. That's a projection of the ego of our preachers and pastors and everyone who doesn't know any better. I'm talking about God as the light in your heart, or God as the source of your being, which, well, let's have that discussion. Let's talk about that scientifically. Prove it. It's like, if you're asking for proof about God, then I already know kind of where you're at. You're not there yet. So keep searching. If you're a scientist and you haven't come to the conclusion yet that certain things are never going to be understood by the linear conceptual mind, hence the peace that passes understanding, passeth. I don't know if that's a word or not. I got to look that up. The peace that passeth understanding. Understanding. There's just no understanding there, man, because there's nothing there. It's just pure, unadulterated being. And then we're like, well, let's break that down. Let's put that in a mathematical formula. Can we bottle it up and sell it? No, you can't. You just know because you are. And that's enough. And then your mind goes quiet. Yeah, you can talk and go about your day, but there's the silence there. It's just pure awareness. It's the source. There's no mathematical formula. There's no dictionary, definitions. And so that's why we sit. That's why we meditate. That's why we cleanse. That's why we fast. That's why we pray. That's why we find something that forces us to concentrate and to become, that higher self. So we gonna do some Gorilla Milk. So we're gonna do the green juice aspect of this Gorilla Milk first. And that's going to be consisting of some kale and I'm going to make a double batch today. So you're stuck with me for a little bit longer. sorry, the lighting's, I only have like a little window and then it's gone. And if I'm not done with the video by then we don't get it. These were pretty good. I think I'll do these ambrosia apples here. So, and one last thing is going to be the cilantro, dude. And I'm going to have my lemon ginger blast. I've had my cleanse. Now I'm going to have my lemon ginger blast with my pyrazine. Do we really want to go? Let's go big on the green. Let's go heavy on the cilantro today. This is chemtrail nation, dude. I've never seen so many all day, every day. It's a walking miracle that I'm still standing. I've never seen anything like it, man. It's crazy town. I should have had this prepared. I had everything else prepared, but we'll just rock through this thing. This is the green juice portion of the Gorilla Milk. Then we're going to make coconut almond yogurt, and then I'm going to show you how to make the Gorilla Milk, which is kind of pretty much my favorite thing. And it's the best thing because then you're just like, yeah, baby, because you got those aminos, you know. And I really learned how to, you know, over all the years, everybody's got all the answers. They're like, oh, I thought you just ate fruit or whatever. But nah, man, dude, I like fat. I like aminos. I like fatty acids. I like carbohydrates. I like fiber. I like a well-rounded live foods program, you know? And so I love fruitarianism, but you know, there's times when it's just nice to have on a little bit of weight. And I feel like when I bring in the Paradigm Natural, I have more energy because I get into a rhythm of making sure I get enough of the aminos after these intense yoga classes and weightlifting and cycling, and my body recognizes, oh, those aminos are coming, and the tissues regenerate really fast and the muscles build really quickly. And even if I have like an intense Pilates class, I know I go there for the girls, okay. I'm just kidding, but I go to these, you know, Pilates classes where there's like these weights and all the girls have like 3 or 5 pounders. I get like 8 pounders. I'm going through this, you know, all this stuff, you know, and it's like, so even if I have like an intense one and I tear the muscles, you know, the Paradigm Natural, being that it's already micronized, it absorbs. I mean, this Paradigm Natural protein is one of my favorite things. And you might want to pause the video and order it right now because it keeps selling out. The problem is that we didn't have the bags. The bags were stuck on a ship. So finally got it. I was like, okay, I'm going to load up, dude. You know, so this is so 5 bags for me is probably about, I think I go through about a bag every 3 weeks to a month. I try to stretch it out. I'm not as rich as I used to be, but I'm more handsome. I'm going to do this juice now, and we are going to rock and roll, and then I'm going to I'll try to do can I do it all at once? I can't. I'm a dude. I can only do one thing at a time. I try to tell that to the ladies. They're like, breastfeeding, you know, sewing together a shirt, you know, they're on their email checking the internet, you know, solving a crossword puzzle, you know, and then I'm over here with like a screwdriver. Is it a Phillips or is it a flathead? Let's see, was it righty-tighty or righty-loosey? You know, I can only do one thing at a time, man, you know. I think that's funny how, I don't know, I'm just a dude like that, I guess. See, so I'm going to have a little bit of coloration in my Gorilla Milk. I like it when it's that fluorescent green and it's so smooth and creamy. It's like Gorilla Milk is kind of like one of my favorite meals. The other thing too, though, and I'll be sharing this in the academy for sure during the classes, because I'll have a whole class dedicated to the milks. I have all these different kinds of milks. There's the gorilla milk, that's the original Lou Corona. But then what I did is I went nuts and I took all these different types of nuts, macadamia nuts, walnuts. I've got Brazil nuts over here, which, coconut Brazil nut yogurt to make a dressing. Next level, dude. I love Brazil nuts. I love pumpkin seeds, all soaked and sprouted. A totally different ball game when you soak and sprout. And then culturizing and blending them is the next level. Then you've got nuts and seeds digesting as easily as fruit. And that, my friends, is the living foods portion of our game today. So I have all these other milks that I make. I have energy milk where I'll do the coconut almond milk with carrot juice. Now, if I had a little baby and I couldn't breastfeed or whatever and my milk dried up, that's what I'd give my baby, is I would finely strain coconut almond milk with carrot juice in it. And it'd be like the jacked up baby. It'd be like, yo, I'm coming. I'm the baby. I'm like, how old are you? 6 months, man. What's your problem? Like, do you need your diaper changed? I change my own diapers, man. Make me some more of that carrot milk. Hurry up. Super babies, you know? But the moms got to be taking care of themselves too, because all these toxins keep passing. And all the bad vibes too from their mind. And so you have all this generational toxicity, generational low self-esteem, generational not worthy. And it's like this whole, you're schlepping through it, you know. And not everyone has that. Some people had good mom and dad, and they were loved. They look at people like me like, oh, you know, not that my parents didn't love me, but just, you know, some families are more dysfunctional than others. Can you dig it? So we're about to get on the kale. So to make this portion of the milk, is celery, cucumber, kale, cilantro, and apple. You make that juice, then you mix it half and half with the coconut almond milk. And it is epic. I get it, 2 or 3 times a week, but it's about to go up to 4 or 5 times a week because I finally found a source of coconuts. Basically what I did was I kept buying. They would have them every great once in a while. They would have the coconuts. But then every time that I went there, I just bought them all. And then I guess the produce manager pretty much figured out, like, okay, somebody's buying these, because before they weren't buying them. I can also go down to Whole Foods about an hour and a half drive and go get cases of coconuts as well. So that's handled. The other issue was just the supply line issue with the Paradigm Natural Protein, and I've been stretching this baby out longer than I can imagine, doing like half doses of the Paradigm Natural. Now I'm going to be able to do full dose. And so instead of like 1 overloaded heaping tablespoon, I'll be able to do like 2 or even 4 and make it the milk even more chunky. You don't really need to overload yourself with the aminos, but it's I've been just really, really active lately. And the more of these, the more of the natural protein I've been getting, I just feel tighter. Big muscles is not my priority. My priority is the spiritual thing, but I really love this body. And it helps if I look a little bit better, because sometimes I'll be fasting and I'll just look like, and I'll be like, hey, it's Dan McDonald. I'm the life degenerator. I've been doing a lot of fasting, trying to get to the root of the deal energetically and enhance my awareness. And so, I've been fasting for 20 years, but you can get more laser focused on just staying at home, not going anywhere, just sitting, being quiet. And then that's what the Dan is learning, how to just sit and be, which is not everyone's favorite thing, I know, but that's just what I need to learn. In fact, it gets frowned down upon. How could you just sit there and meditate? I don't know, there's a sweetness in meditation. I just love it. I love just sitting there consciously with, what I call God or my own self. And 2 hours. So we might be here for, I thought it might take 3 hours to get through this, but you know what? I was like, I'm going to do it for myself the way I want to do it. I can take my time. I don't give a crap what anyone says. I love myself, because it's like, yes, there's long ass videos, but there's going to be some shorties too. I got some great ideas for really cool short videos too. Like one-liners, like drop them into the ether, like quotes from Dan McDonald, that'll be like quoted like hundreds of years from now. Like Ralph Waldo Emerson or George Orwell, which is being quoted quite a bit these days. It's because the globalists care deeply. The politicians care so deeply for your health. They want to nurture you, but only for the one thing. Heart disease, cancer, loser. Diabetes, triple the money for the medication. We don't care about you. Suicides, drug overdoses, bring the drugs on in. Come on over the border, bring them on in. Bring those drugs right in. Hand them out to these kids like candy. Drug overdoses? Who cares? COVID? Jesus Christ. Oh, did you just take the Lord's name in vain? I love Jesus. Jesus is love. Jesus is the light. So we are pimping this out right now. I'm having a good time. No, but it's like, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. We're stupid. But not everyone can, hardly anyone can see it, man. Oh, no, we're cool. Everyone all right in there? Oh, I'm just a YouTuber. Don't worry about me. Anything can happen in here. Wow, I'm actually back to the YouTube. I just said it. I've been gone for a minute because it's crazy town. I don't care anymore. I'll be the one guy who knows what's going on, and everyone can hate me for it. And you know what? I'm still going to sleep like a baby at night because I ain't putting myself at risk. I ain't getting genocided off. I'm not a big fan of genocide myself. A lot of people are, though. I don't need to virtue nothing. I had virtues long before this thing started. I was cultivating and developing virtues long before this started, and I will be cultivating and developing virtues long after it is gone. Remember the terrorists? Whatever happened with that? What about this global warming, climate change? Oh no. When the sun comes out, it gets hot. When it's snowing, it gets cold. Yeah, that's climate change. And I know there's a lot of people. I have friends who are heavily invested in their whole trip is climate change. And I'm just like, sorry, I don't agree with you. I don't see, everything seems exactly the same to me for all of eternity. The laws just don't seem to change. The law, there is the one holy law, and then there are the laws of nature, and they just don't change. Here's one of those one-quarter quick videos that I'll make in the future. Dan, why don't you follow the science? Well, today's science is tomorrow's ignorance. I follow the truth. Today's truth is tomorrow's truth. See? Is not today's science tomorrow's ignorance? You know what I'm saying? Think about all the stuff, shock therapy, leech therapy. I mean, are we still putting leeches on people? No. Today's science is tomorrow's ignorance, but today's truth is tomorrow's truth. The truth is just the truth. And I'm not talking about these small relative truths that people want to argue about because they don't want to face themselves. Everyone's arguing and fighting because they don't want to do one thing, and that's look in the mirror and realize they are the creator of the world they see. They would rather blame somebody else, and that's what they're doing now. They're blaming the healthy for the sick being sick. I've never been tested. I've never been sick, and I'm not going to be. Either one of those things. So, you know what I'm saying? Word. Anyways, I'm glad to be me. I am very, very, very glad that I know what I know, that I am who I am. I mean, I've had some pretty challenging times lately, no doubt. Not because of any of that, but just because the awareness is growing and I can no longer, hide from it, I can no longer fake it till I make it. That's what I've had to do on the internet, It's fake it till you make it. And now I just want to be a real person. That's all. That's it. I just want to be a real person because it's exhausting to try to be everybody's little, I won't even say the word because it's a curse word. But I'm a man. I'm my own man. I think for myself. Nobody does my thinking for me. I see what I see. I feel what I feel. I've experienced what I've experienced. I trust me. I trust myself. I'm my own doctor, except in emergencies. I'm my own scientist. I trust my own scientific inquiry and the pureness of my intention to reach the truth than I do any other scientist living on the face of the planet Earth. I trust my own inner inquiries because I know the purity of my own desire to reach the truth for my own freedom. I don't know if those other scientists are interested in my freedom. I don't know if they are or not. And if they're not, then I don't know, man. You might have some ulterior motive. I'm here to set myself free, and if I can be a walking suggestion for everyone else to walk the way, beyond the way, to walk the way that is prescribed by the Holy Scroll that is written on your heart. If I can be some kind of walking and talking for 2.5 hours now example, then that would be great. But I am not going to force you. I do not want to convince you. I am not going to coerce you in any way, shape, or form. There are no dues, no fees. You don't owe me anything. You don't even have to respect me. You don't even have to like me. You can love me. I recommend that for your own self. I'm saying, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got a bad word to say. I mean, okay, I did say that politicians are retarded, but come on, man. That's a technical term. And really, they are kind of retarded, dude. Only because, dude, if you ain't running a business, man, if you ain't running your own private business, if you got someone else's credit card, man, okay, it's going to be a hell of a lot different than if it's your credit card. That's the way I see the politicians, especially these ones in there right now. They are some crazy ass that got somebody else's credit card. And there appears to be, to them, there's no limit. Okay? Now you, with your credit card, your private business, your private finances, you trying to make your tape. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get rid of the red tape. You're trying to be in the black. You're trying to make that black line bigger. The bottom line, profit. You're trying to spend less and get more. Now, with the politicians, it's like, well, it's not our money. It's all these worthless eaters. We'll just tax them to death. You know, loaf of bread, $5, tax, $8. You know, so word, man. So they're just on a spending spree. It didn't work out. It's terrible. If it was ran like a business, it would be a hell of a lot better. Okay. Anyways, just we got each other. We got our own wisdom, but at the end of the day, we have ourself. We have a connection to the self, which is the divinity, that is your source. You have that, you have everything. You don't need anyone or anything else. Yes, human relationships are awesome. Yes, snuggling and friendship and camaraderie and celebration and family and holidays is great. But you need your love and approval and acceptance more than anybody else. And that's really the deal, man. So there it is again. 2 quarts. Now, if we can get 2 quarts of gorilla milk, so let's take our next level. We're moving along here. I kind of figured it was going to be a 3-hour class, you know. I got my little nuts soaked and sprouted. I've found that the longer you sprout them, the better. Like with almonds, you know, I wish I could say 8 hours is enough, but it's not. At least 12 hours. But what I've found is 24 is really good. And I think that like really soaking them for 48 hours really removes all of the, so what would we call them? Well, you know, phytates, enzyme inhibitors. It protects the nut from decay, insects, etc., bacteria. That's why you don't want to eat raw nuts. You even want to soak many different types of nuts. I like to, they digest better when you soak them. A lot better. So especially almonds, sunflower seeds. These, man, are the bomb.com, dude. Not just this particular brand, but you'll see inside, these aren't the little crappy ones, even though it looks like it on the front. No, but they're the big green heirloom pumpkin seeds. Those are the real, and you get a real pumpkin flavor. The little punk ass ones, okay, here's my little thing. This is the little punk ass ones. I don't even recommend this, but like I said, I'm a food addict. No, but these are good in minimalization, you know. They're soaked and sprouted, but then they're dehydrated. I like everything to have the water in it. So that's me being vulnerable, sharing my little addiction. Like a backup plan in case I need to slap together a salad really quick. I just cut up some lettuce and sprinkle some seeds on there. It's good, but it's just, you'll feel better longer when you soak and sprout and everything is hydrated, and especially when it's blended. It really digests a lot better. It creates more surface area, utilization, absorption, and the liquids, the wateriness and the soaked. But then when you go to dehydrate it, it's a lot drier, and then it takes water from your body to like digest dehydrated seeds. So just keep that in mind. Like, you know, if I have a dehydrator, right, for the academy, when I go to make videos and pizzas and all that good stuff, I'll probably have crackers like once a month, twice a month at the most. Because I like the watery, rich foods. That's what I'm trying to emphasize to everyone, because the more watery foods are, the better the circulation, the better the hydration, the better the absorption and utilization. So high water fruits and vegetables are really my favorite foods. And then juice form, like I live off juice basically and have one meal at night. And it just really, really works. I always have energy. That way when you're juicing, you don't have to waste a lot of energy digesting, and you can get all your stuff done during the day. And then when everything is done, all the calls are done, all the consults, all the chores, all the banking, all the whatever the errands are all done. It's time to chill. That's when you have your fats and your proteins, and then you lay there and just chill out. Check out your phone, check your emails, watch a movie, snuggle with your lady, pet the kitty, relax, you're fat and happy, calm. Around 3, 4, 5 o'clock, the earlier in the day, the better. And then the earlier you go to sleep, the better. I talk about all this in Healthy for Life. I went over 20 of my favorite topics on how to never get sick again. So keep your eyes peeled for that on the website. I'll make emails and stuff. Sorry I've been out of the loop with the emails and the Insiders Club. I've just been on the Elite Video Club at Even Minimally, but those are my hardcore, friends, and they really want to just be there with me through even the time when I'm not performing like a little monkey on YouTube, And I'm just not going to be a monkey anymore. I'm just going to do what I do. If it's 3 hours, it's whatever. I'm not going to worry about, hurry up, dude. I don't have an attention span, It's like, I don't care that you don't have an attention span, you know what I mean? I will make shorter videos for people like you. Hey, eat vegetables, bye. Yeah, that's more like it, DTM. Then they'll probably go and eat some vegetables, so it'll be a good thing. But so let me see how the lemon ginger blast, how did I do? I'm gonna take there's another thing that I want to point out too while we here. This is a really great thing. Okay, I'm gonna do it. This is Lemon Ginger Blast 10.0. This is the ultra super tonic, and since I'm here and having the time of my life hanging out with you today, I'm gonna make the Lemon Ginger Blast 10.0. That is a heaping tablespoon of the Lifezyme. This is the digestive. You take this before your meals. And the enzymes are, enzymes are the communication molecule, which allows for all biological reactions in the entire universe. You have to have enzymes. So, what is it that is in your dish soap? What is it that is in your laundry soap? What is in your body soap that breaks down all the grease and the junk on your dishes and the soil in your clothes? Enzymes. Enzymes break up the gunk and the junk and the slime and the sludge. It also acts as a blood thinner as well. And so I'm going to go over here and do a couple other things. So the greatest example is the same thing that Lou always does when he takes the oatmeal and it's as hard as a rock and you turn it upside down and it's like rubber, and then you take one Pyrazyme, you put it into the oatmeal, you stir it up for a minute, and after about 1 or 2 minutes it liquefies. So it liquefies all the sludge, and then the herbal blood can go to work on the little wormies and the little parasites and the little fungus and the little candidas that are living inside your gut, because it's out of balance because our food is funky. And you got to get on point with your food. It's got to be natural, whole, organic food. And the more simple and the plain, i.e. mono meals, the better. So like eating a watermelon, eating some apples, you know? And then what I do, my reward for the day is usually a big salad with some kind of paradigm dressing on it. But I digress. What I've got here, I put the enzymes in here just to activate this lemon ginger blast to the absolute next level. And I'm going to take some of this Supercells oxygen. So this basically, it's really good to know this tonic, this exact one here, in case you've got parasites, worms, fungus, candida, black mold, whatever. I've heard it all, seen it all. Humans are in a nasty shape right now, but if you get cleaned up, everything will change. It takes some time, it takes some discipline. You're the black sheep, but so what? You've got a flat stomach, a six-pack, you've got energy, you feel good, you poop like a champ, you've got energy, you wake up at 4 in the morning, happy, your brain is working, you know, because your gut and your brain are intimately connected. So this lemon ginger blast with the Purizyme, the herbal blood, the liquid oxygen. So let's stay on the blast first. Let's get the lemon ginger blast 10.0 done. That is, of course, the lemon ginger blast with the enzymes, then the Supercells oxygen, and then you've got the fulvic, which is just more minerals, creating more conductivity. So enzymes create conductivity through biological and chemical reactions, and the minerals create conductivity at the level of electricity. So you've got biological activity through enzyme activity, which is really done from the liver, but the liver is so sluggish from the plastic fats, the processed foods, and all the cooked animal products and all of the rubbery, gluey fats, because high heated fats in any way, shape, or form. That's why I like raw fats. I like raw fats in almonds, raw fats in avocados. I even love olive oil. I know it's frowned upon by the health community, but dude, I love me some high quality. I feel like high quality olive oil is just like a lubrication, and I love it. I love it on a salad. Sometimes I'll just take lettuce, olive oil, and lemon, a big ass bowl. Well, this is my only bowl. I only have 3 bowls. I have this one and these 2, and this is what I eat out of. This is my size of salad. I've brought it down a little bit. It used to be a lot bigger, but those are my little bowls, and I'll just take just a little bit of olive oil. Anyways, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but raw fats are water soluble. Cooked fats bond with the high heat and create these plastic, any kinds. Animal fats, you know, they have some stability there. The lard and stuff does have more stability. Butter gets burned up pretty quick. They fry that butter a lot on those videos. I see it. I'm like, you are going to have liver and gallbladder problems and lymphatic problems and digestive problems. But the plastic fats and the high heated fats, they bond. That's why I'm recommending your raw food program. You don't have to be perfect or anything, but the better you do, the better you'll be. You know what I'm saying? And there is certainly some magic to raw living foods at the levels of pretty high levels of awareness of electricity and living life force consciousness and the geometric patterns and the structured water, because when you high heat, you disorganize everything. And then you become this disorganized human. I'm fine, I got a new prescription from my doctor. Ah! You know, and you're like, how you doing, Grandma? How's your uncle? You know, how's everybody doing? I feel great. Ah! You know, so we're just not that well. And there's reasons, you know, disorganized. And so the organizational energy fields of living foods can be a blessing to your life. Life. Life is in the living foods. It's electrical. It's subtle. It's amazing. All the nutritional stuff, it's all a bunch of bull crap. And it's not true. The only thing you really take is the light. Everything else comes out as poop. And there are some structural elements as well as far as feeding the microbes and whatnot, but you feed the microbes, then their metabolic byproducts become your consciousness. So what do you want to feed your gut? What kind of consciousness do you want to have? Now, the ultimate consciousness is beyond the body and beyond the mind. But it depends on how do you want to live within this thing. Do you want it to smell bad? Do you want it to be 50 pounds overweight with diabetes? Or do you want to be flexible and have good circulation and have good digestion and good energy? So I'm just trying to present a possibility to you here about the power of eating as much of your food fresh, raw, whole, organic, and simple as possible. Simplicity wins the day when it comes to food, particularly if you are a meditator. Then you start pulling out all the spices, which we're not going to do for the academy. We're going to keep it because we got to get people transitioning. But when you get up to super yogi status, you take out all the spices. You don't really want to mess your nervous system at all. You don't want to even, this tastes so delicious. This raw food is so delicious. And then the next day, see what I'm saying? But the yogi is like, I'm having some apples for dinner. Then you wake up the next day, the more simple your food is, you'll just be like, you wake up at 4 to pray, you meditate at 5 a.m. every morning, or whenever you meditate, and you'll see, wow, the diet makes a huge difference in the stillness and the steadiness and the concentration of my mind, because last time I ate a whole lot of stuff, and the spices and the garlic and the hot peppers and the salt and the pepper and all this other fenugreek and cumin, none of which are bad. But if you just get to that level where you're really, because the spices can also, if you're trying to be celibate or sexually continent, the spices are like, ooh, I want to really let one go, But if you're just trying to be a yogi and you're trying to maintain that, celibacy and sexual continence, then you see the spices are like, ooh, come here, you, me likey, me do you good, be boom boom, and you're trying to be like, I am a yogi, I'm trying not to hit it to quit it, can you dig it? Okay, I don't know how appropriate that is from the Puritan videos, so quiet, mister. Anyways, that's just good news to know. If you're trying to be, there's continence, and I'll talk about this in another video, but there's continence, and I did talk about it in Healthy for Life, how to never get sick. It's like if you just never bust a nut, you never get sick because you're like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm ready to go. 3 a.m., let's go, I'm a soldier. Because the power is just, it's right there. It's like the creative energy just going up into your spine and into your brain, and it's always there, and you never just, I'm going to take a nap, honey. And then it takes about 3 weeks for you to rebuild that polarity, that charge again. And then it takes like 3 months to really get a full tank. And then the longer you go, the more the brain is fed by the minerals and the energy, really the phosphorus and the zinc that builds up in the reproductive organs to a lesser degree for a woman. I don't know, I've never been a woman in this life, but for the man, in this experience, just all those minerals, it just feeds the spinal fluid that goes into the brain, and you can just shoot your spinal fluid all out. I've had consultations with young men, what's the deal? And I got to ask all these questions, and then I'm like, so do you, do this, do you know what, and, oh yeah, every day. Oh, that's why you're depressed, and that's why you have no energy, my son. And so I've changed so many people's lives with all these suggestions about what's going on because I have an education and experience. So I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just saying I kind of like to be, even if I'm in a relationship, I like to be continent. It's my fluid, Once a year is too much, okay? Can you dig it? Dan McDonald, you're crazy. Try it sometime. Go a whole year. You'll be like, you'll be like, I'm going to punch a hole in that brick wall with my pinky. Pop! See, it's too much. Calm down, Rejuvenator. Calm down and go get laid. Oh, I am going to go to hell. Okay, dude. We got the lemon ginger blast. It's dinner time. He's pumping the air now. He's all jacked up. He is desperate. It's really just because he's a dick and he can't meet any women. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true, dude. Oh, man. Chicks dig me, man. No, I'm just trying to get right with Jesus. No, but I just learned, you know what? There's only a few left. Okay, so we're going to, more than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Usually I do 8. I'm suggesting this is part of the protocol. Again, I'm gonna go over it all at the end. I got about a half an hour here if I'm gonna meet my marker. So we got to do the gorilla milk. Oh. Yes, 13 caps in one swallow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a freaking epic lemon ginger blast. Dude, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I am blessed with the power of life. Oh, yeah. I am purified on the physical level, the emotional level, the mental level, and the spiritual level. Can you dig it, baby? I am physically, emotionally, and mentally and spiritually purified and regenerated. It is 1:24 in the afternoon. What in the heck? Usually I'm out hiking right now. Oh. So 8 Pyrazyme, and there it is. 8 herbal blood. Pretty easy, right? Whew. Not too bad, not too bad. So get that out of the way as we go, but damn, that is a good lemon ginger blast. Okay, on to the next. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. Now, got to move this juicer out of the way. Remember, it takes me about a half an hour or 45 minutes to clean up after this too. But no, this is actually the most fun I've had with the camera in a long time. I don't know what came over me. I kind of do. I'll be talking about it more in the future. How I transformed. I was just down for so long, and what I did to transform my life very rapidly and almost instantaneously. So in other words, I call it reverse brainwashing, which I'm doing to myself. But I also want to do it to all of you as well. This cord, the thing with the thing, gets in my way. But it's reverse brainwashing. So you have to have a declaration in order to guide your life, because as soon as you start reading your declaration, but it has to be something you care about. It can't be like, well, my grandma thinks I should have this on my declaration, or my husband thinks I should have this on my declaration, or my religion forces me to think this way. But it's like, what does your heart really want to create? What do you want to be? And then you write a declaration that really means something, and then you keep refining it. And then you read it 3 times a day, and you program yourself. Because if you're not programming yourself, you're being run by your programs, or probably programmed by society. And believe me, it is all fraud. It is all falsehood, and it is all deception. there's some cool little stuff that you can learn about this, but you are the light. You are the power. You are your own doctor. Because if you're not going to be healthy. If you ain't your own doctor and you aren't consciously taking care of your body every day, you will be sick before your time, and you'll be gone before your time. You are the only one that can control your daily habits and what you eat, think, say, and do. And so wherever you are, you got to start right there and start slowly but surely. It's a grind, dude. It is a slow and steady grind of transformation. But the mills, they grind slowly, but they do grind exceedingly fine. And you can be what you want to be. You can create a good life for yourself. You can be healthy. And it's fun. I mean, I made a career out of it, but I was doing it before I even started. And I was having fun, and I was learning a lot along the way, You learn a lot. You have a lot of troubles. You have a lot of challenges. You have a lot of stuff come up. You're like, oh God, it's like you don't want to face it. And you've got these programs to run, to avoid, to distract. And then you've got to develop that kind of that yogi consciousness, or sadhana, or whatever you want to call it, that you might not like that. And remember, I'm a yogi gangster for Christ. Can you dig it? And no one's going to make me any different. Okay? Because I'm me. I'm who I am. I've been that for a long time. I found Jesus when I was 4 years old. Jesus found me. Ernie and Bert. I've told the story before. The puppets, man. Ernie and Bert behind the little thing. The light of Jesus. I don't even remember what the hell they were talking about, but all I remember was they said the light of Jesus. And I was like on that bus. I stood up out of that seat. I said, yo, that's what I want. And the puppets were like, I remember this is my first conscious memory on this planet, in this body. And the Ernie and Bert puppet said, you'll have to wait till the end of the show and then we'll pray for you. And I said, yo, Ernie and Bert, I want that right now, dude. I don't want to wait till the end of the show to get the light of Jesus, okay? And then Ernie and Bert, they were like confused for a minute. I remember them talking down, and all the other parents and the kids, my parents weren't there, but the parents with the kids on the bus parked in front of my preschool. And there was and they said, okay, we'll pray for you. Dear Jesus, come into this boy's heart. And that was it, man. And I was like, I got Jesus. I was like, what? Woo! I went home. I was like, everything's going to be cool. Everything's going to be all right. And then Jesus has protected my crazy ass ever since. Now, I am not ever going to be able to be one of those Christians that follows all the rules, because it ain't like that. Because that's all a bunch of concepts and belief systems. I'm talking about the light of truth. Your mind doesn't even come into it. Maybe you experience it as an overwhelming overflow of the heart. But here's the rules of the Jesus stand, and you're not following them. It says so here in Leviticus 6:21. And I'm like, I got the light. Woo! That's not enough. It is for me. Aren't you going to understand it intellectually, scientifically, theologically? Dan, we've got to break down the mathematics and the linear equation of Jesus, or you're not getting into heaven. And I'm like, I'm already in heaven, baby. I am the eternal. Right now, chilling in this body, dude, having a good time, taking care of this body, got some paradigm, got some vegetables. Can you dig it? I get my exercise. I'm just having a great time. Like, how is the divine expressing itself through you? Can you dig it? I better get my butt moving, dude, because we got to make some gorilla milk. So here we go. Let's check this out. Uh-oh. I'm slacking. I knew it. I knew there was something. I wanted to clean the coconuts, man. That's all right. We're going to do like a Rube Goldberg Jimmy rig so that we don't take 900 hours. But you'll see what this is about right now. So these are the young Thai coconuts. Can you dig it? We might have to kind of Jimmy rig this recipe so that it doesn't take too long. Right here, this is cool. I got my little setup here. It's not too bad. It's working out well today. So we got, not much water in that one, but there's some good meat. Can you dig it? And I think we're going to do another one because these are kind of small, but the meat's good in them because the meat has been kind of weak. And which one's better? Probably this one. Now this table, see, I knew it, nada. It's a little plastic table, but it does work. So you gotta bust those open. Uh-oh. So then I gotta get the meat out inside. This is something I should have done on camera. I knew I was going to be like, I'm going to get into this and think there's a few things I should have done. But you know what? I've always kind of wanted to show you the whole deal too. So, you just bust it open, obviously with your meat cleaver, right? And then you get this meat out. I got the coconut buddy here. You might have to use a spoon, but try to find one of these little icing spatulas online. You got the long one and you got the short one. Very useful tools, particularly for this aspect of the game, the raw food, live food game, cultured foods. So now I got to go over to the sink, but you take all the meaty chunks off, and then what you do, not the meaty chunks, but the wood chip parts, because I banged on it pretty hard. So then you kind of rinse it, but then what you do is you get the peeler, and you just got to peel off. So I'll show you. I'll give you the example here. See all the brown? Okay, now watch this. It's really nice with a peeler. I think Lou still uses a knife. I'm like, what are you doing, bruh? Still using one of those ceramic knives. That's what I have too. But see, so then you've got, it's all clean. So give me a second while I just quick. I'm not going to do it perfect. I don't mind a little bit of if you've got time at home, it's nice to get it nice and clean and white. There's tiny little specks. Just make sure there's wood, and then there is kind of the skin, then there's the meat. The wood, you really need to get rid of that. So make sure there's no woody chunks. And then this dark stuff, you could chalk that up to like, you could say that's prebiotic fiber. And it's non-harmful, but the wood is not good. Like, I think I see a little piece, I'm kind of hurrying. Yeah. That's a piece of wood, and you don't want that in your gut. This one's kind of nice too. I'm going to see what it looks like here and maybe throw a little bit more. And this is about as real as I've ever been able to be as far as showing the whole thing, because I was always like, I got to hurry. But we do 3-hour-long classes, and they sit there and listen to me. We do 3-hour-long classes on the Elite Video Club, so this is nothing new, and that's their favorite ones. All the Elite Video Club members are just great people, and they send me great comments, and they're like, this was a great video, DTM. Because what we do is we do live classes on Zoom, and then I record them, and then I post them for everyone that misses it. Because sometimes I do Sundays a lot, and some people are at church. I'm not doing one this Sunday because it's the day after Christmas, But for the Elite Video Club, which obviously I'm going to post this to there, and I think I'm going to post it to YouTube too. I've made hundreds of these videos. I've made hundreds of videos over the last year and a half. And I just didn't post them. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I think that my declaration has really changed my whole universal trajectory by writing certain things down, and it just changes the whole, when you make those statements. I remember the way that I learned about declarations was from the, when I did the Best of Raw Awards. There wasn't even a Best of Raw Awards. And I had this piece of paper in my wallet. I was in Laguna Beach, California. And I wrote this little piece of paper. I'm the number one, sorry about the ego, but I'm the number one raw food educator in the world. I didn't write anything about the sexiest raw food guy, but I'm the number one raw food educator in the world. I don't know if what that means, but I had more of an ego back then for sure, but whatever, it worked. I'd go to the beach every day, walking along the path. I'd stand underneath this kiosk with a star on the ground. Anyone who's from Laguna knows what I'm talking about. And I would read the piece of paper every day. And that was before the Best of Raw Awards. So I literally, with my intentions, emanated out, and then Laura created the Best of Raw Awards, and then I won all those awards for 5 years straight, and then they had to stop it and change it and all that. But it just created this opportunity for the universe to make up a contest so that I could be the number one raw food educator in the world and win that title. And so that's how the nature of the declaration, with the heart full of love for yourself and confidence, and say it like you mean it and believe it, and just let the universe do its thing. And then as it goes, pay attention, and everything will blossom and unfold, Okay, 2 cups water, 2 cups meat, 2 cups almonds. Okay, I'm gonna go a little heavier, and I'm also gonna break my rule, and I'm going to, I don't want it to be out of balance, but I do kind of want to add another water to it. I'm going to do that just for today. Normally that would be kind of perfect. Well, here's the thing. Actually, in fact, this is coconut almond yogurt. Okay, so watch this. A little bit of, this is probiotic, which starts the culturization process, which pre-digests the carbs, proteins, the fats. That's what makes the coconut almond yogurt, with all the proteins and the fats and the carbs, digest as easily as fruit, is the probiotic activity. Okay, so boom, I'll do that. I'll do a 16 ouncer. And now here is, I've got my little already open ones. I kept these so it could be pretty for the paradigm, and hopefully it didn't say anything too crazy today, because I'm definitely a lot crazier than this. But I kept a lid on it. I probably said too much more than I wanted to, but I don't think I went outside the bounds, because I've almost lost my channel a couple of times because the truth. That's the last thing that they want. They want everyone dumbed down, so low. I'll take whatever the government's saying, mandate me into death, I don't care, just save me, I'm scared. There's nothing to be afraid of except for your own bad habits. If you want to be afraid of anything, be afraid of your own bad habits and having to pay your debt to nature and to God, because you cannot break the law. You have to align yourself and harmonize with the law and the laws of life, the one holy law of being, and then the laws of life that stem out from that. 1,000 people jump off the Empire State Building, 1,000 people are smashed flat on the ground. That's the laws of life. Okay? So we want to follow the laws of life. We can be deluded, we can be brainwashed, we can be lied to, frauded, deceived, scared crapless so that we can't see straight. but the law will not change. And the laws that govern our life, we cannot change them, which is what we're trying to do. We always change the laws to meet our desires. Well, I want to eat large pizzas all day, every day, and never gain any weight and never get acne. Well, it doesn't work like that, you know? Anyhow, the laws of life, we will harmonize ourselves with them and live in harmony with the law forevermore. Can you dig it? So, 2 cups water, 2 cups almonds, 2 cups meat, and a couple tablespoons of Paradigm natural protein. That was probably like 4, like I said. I got my bags, so I'm going big, baby. And then Life Essentials. Now, order now because it'll sell out again, but the Raw Life natural protein, I cannot praise that enough. In the forms of these yogurts, but also just you can make like a hummus out of red pepper. You can add it to any dressing. But when you add it to the yogurt, then this yogurt, I can turn it into dressings. I can turn it into milks. But it's got all 22 essential amino acids. It has the goji berry protein in it, which activates human growth hormone. It has protease, which is a enzyme that breaks down all the protein, and it has 5 strains of proteolytic probiotic. So you're just getting massive amounts of bioactivity as soon as the water hits these foods, and they become raw, living, cultured, pre-digested food stuff, full of light and electricity. Can you dig it? So you've got the natural protein, which is pea, hemp, goji, and also some prebiotic fiber with inulin, so that's also very helpful to help stabilize. I can't make any claims, but people with the diabetes, can you dig it? The inulin, balance you out. Can you dig it? All 22 essential amino acids, carbs, proteins, fats. This is the antioxidant formula, the vitamin E, tocotrienols. It's also all 22 essential amino acids, fiber, and carbs. And I just put about the same amount of the Paradigm Natural and the coconut almond yogurt. So the Paradigm Natural and the Life Essentials about equal parts. So 2, 2, 2. Just want to make sure you get this. This is very important because this can make or break. It really makes you healthy and strong. Thanks for your patience, folks. Now, what do we have here? The most amazing thing on planet Earth, folks. We've got coconut almond yogurt. And I will sing the praises to the coconut almond yogurt till the end of my days. So now I can take this, put it in a jar, and then later on, if I want, I can take the yogurt and add another water and make milk. I can eat the yogurt like it is. I can dip fruit in it. I can throw some blueberries on there. I can throw bananas in there. I could throw some bananas in there and blend it and make the most epic monkey milk smoothie of all time. I can make dressings. You take a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of dill, bam. Or you can take a little bit of basil and garlic and sea salt and black pepper and some lemon and a jalapeno. Bam, another dressing, okay? You can make an epic curry beyond anything you can believe by just adding your favorite curry powder, or taking ginger, turmeric, black pepper, sea salt, garlic, a little bit of lemon, blend all that and make a curry. That is the divine, dude. And you put that on a salad, anything with purple cabbage and romaine or whatever, spinach or any of your favorite salad fixing. I'm a romaine addict. I love the watery crispiness of romaine. I make these huge salads, or I dip it in there, or I take veggies and I just dip the veggies in there. Or I just use this for fruit with blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. Or you can make a smoothie. You can also get, they don't have the berry flavored anymore, so you have to do it yourself. They haven't been able to get the proper berries. The berries kept coming in with a lot of pesticides, so they just didn't pass. So everything is absolutely pure, and everything has to pass the test. It's going to be a little more than 3 hours, okay? But now I've got this. What I'm going to do, though, in this case, I've got my yogurt. I wanted to show you that. But now what I'm going to do is just make it into more of a milk by adding, looks like these coconuts are so small with water. I need to keep adding. So I'll do, here's a fatty. I should probably save that one for later, but I'm just going to do it. I've got several more. I can always get as many as I need. Sometimes these aren't easy to find. I make it look easy. There's a learning curve, with these coconuts and stuff. Be careful. But most of the people that I talk to on the phone are able to do it, So I've got more almonds and more coconuts, so I'm going to make a dressing for my dinner. But I've got a million videos coming. I'm going to do an academy on the Elite Video Club. I'm going to teach all the stuff I used to make, pizzas and tostadas and crackers and everything. I can even make like potato chips and French fries out of potatoes raw in a dehydrator. It's ridiculous, but it is good though. I make raw bread out of sprouted wheat. And then I'll do the juicing and the blending and the dressings and the salads and the entrees and the desserts, and just go over and over the same old thing over and over again, kind of, but with a new twist, a new, better attitude. Okay, Mr. Chipper. Globalists. They don't bother me a bit, man. They're not going to touch me at all. I live in a different world. I'm in a much higher level dimension. They're small, and I feel sorry for them, We are the power. We are the elite. Can you dig it? Okay, so check it out. So now I've got a milk. Now, I could, if I wanted to, strain it. If I had little children or picky people, if it was a little baby, I would strain it through a nut milk bag. If it was the picky people and they were like, I don't like the chunky fiber in there, it's too good for my colon, I would strain it with this coarse strainer. This is a fine strainer. This is a coarse strainer. And if I was picky, I would strain it through there. I am not picky. I like the fiber. It gives me more of a sense of satiation, and it's more simple too. So check it out. So now I've got a couple of days worth of Gorilla Milk because I can put this stuff away, but I'm stoked. It's too bad I'm still on my lemon ginger blast. I won't be able to drink this one, and all my jars are here. So raw almonds, truly raw almonds. Make sure you get truly raw, unpasteurized almonds, nuts and seeds. Can you dig it? So I'm going to sit here, and so then what you do is you stir it up, and you have, I think this is a big batch of coconut almond yogurt. I usually make like 2 or 3, but for this video we went big, so we don't have to go home. But now you take it, and that's your Gorilla Milk, and the Gorilla Milk again lasts about 72 hours, just like everything else. 72 hours is my personal limit. Some things do last longer. Oh man, but this is, sometimes I just have Gorilla Milk for dinner. Can you dig it? But there's that. So I'm going to have to, so you know what? I'm going to put this to the side for this moment because I want to do the final recap. I don't think I'm going to get it done in 45 seconds. I was trying to aim for below 3 hours, but let's move this stuff out of the way, and I'm going to do the final recap here on the Paradigm Complete Healing Protocol, which really is kind of preparation for like weight loss, detox, and getting ready to cleanse your body out, strengthen it so that you can start fasting and utilizing water fasting, the ultimate tool given to us by the creator of all that is. So this table is a mess. I've got a gnarly mess to clean up before I go out hiking today. But that's all right. All of this stuff, cool, man, cool. We got it. All right, we finally got the protein. I just got it yesterday, and I'm so stoked. So stoked. Now, where is the towel? Dude, there it is, hiding behind the Gorilla Milk. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. Damn. Okay, this table and stuff. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Those of you that made it this long, you really want to learn. You are my inspiration. I'll teach what I know. I know that we've got to heal the physical body, the emotional body. It takes some good work. You know, forgiveness and love. It's easy to say, and it's easy to write out nice little posts on Instagram, but then there's reality behind the scenes of what human beings go through. And that's way more real than Instagram and TikTok and social media. It isn't always easy. It can be excruciatingly challenging at times. So, and it's hard to be vulnerable, especially if like you get this thing and you get the cameras in your face and you're just like, oh, Mr. Perfect. It's like, no. Don't put that on me, man. There's the wounded healer, then there's the broken healer, okay? And then there's just the yogi gangster for Christ. Like, look, man, I'm not going to apologize, okay? Can you dig it? I'm not going to apologize for seeing the truth. I mean, if you don't dig it, it's like tell the truth and then quickly get the hell out of town, right? That's the old saying, because it's like, the truth? How dare you smash my, my little comfortable little prison I'm in. I don't want to see the truth. I'm a truth lover. Lay it on me. It'll just, you obliterate everything. You have to surrender everything. You have to let go of all concepts and belief systems. Okay, whatever I got to do, man. I love the truth. Lay it on me, brother. Show me the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. In a world of fraud, falsehood, deception, then you've got the illusion or the Maya, which all of us are trapped in. Then you've got the infinite. There's no circle there. It's just, it contains the fraud, the falsehood, and the deception. So even the fraud, the falsehood, and the deception is within the divine. The illusion, the Maya, hey everyone, I'm not aware. I'm ignorant of what I don't know, but I believe in my own beliefs. It's great, And then there's buffo, there's just infinity, silence, stillness, peace. No concepts, no anything, just everything. But it all just melts into one great homogeneous, excessively active stillness, All right, DTM. Now, here we go. What do we got? We got all this stuff here. Okay, do I have an unopened cleanse? I'm going to just do, I'm going to do all the unopened stuff. I've got some of Dr. Morse's herbs up here too. Might have to talk about that someday. But, oh, that's lifetime, so I don't have any cleanse powder. No! Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? Oh, no, that's not good. I got to order me some more cleanse. I thought I had a whole new one, dude. Oh, red alert, red alert, red alert. Okay, so here we go. Cleanse powder. First and foremost, there's no orange juice, so we'll get out another orange juice. This is a carrot, apple. So here's the cleanse, and then we go for the next one. Is this bop bop? Okay, so I'm doing the recap, dude. We're doing a good job, man. And I don't. There's one. There's a jar of water, and I'll pull out the Shilajit just because I'm trying to do a good job. This is just for the people that really want like some of the details and stuff. And then I'm going to make another video right after this as soon as I lay all this out. And I'll get out the coconut almond yogurt here. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So by the way, the Pure Life is the final, is the, boom. The Pure Life is the probiotic that you take right before bed. It's really good to brush your teeth with the Pyridine probiotics. So this is the culturizer medium that you use to culturize your nuts and seeds so that everything is pre-digested. Get into the habit of that. It's really a really great habit to have. I was hard-headed and wasn't really paying attention, so I would only culturize my nuts and seeds every once in a while. But if you really want to have a lot of energy and you don't want to be bogged down, then you really want to culturize those nuts and seeds, and you want the benefits of nuts and seeds because that builds the virility. When you're just on fruit, you're like, oh, I got a lot of energy. I'm cool. I'm super flexible, I'm super conscious. But then if you want to kind of come down and be like, and have the zinc and the phosphorus and the regenerative, because, a man with viable sperm and testosterone is going to be very rare in the coming future if they have their way. Everyone will be gay, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I like testosterone. I like masculinity. I have no problem with it. There's a lot of problem with all that these days, but masculinity is awesome. True masculinity, divine masculinity. I'm not going to present myself as one of those Tantra teachers. Hey, baby, I'll give you a free session tonight. I'm a Tantra teacher. Yeah, sure you are. That's the biggest thing in the whole spiritual thing. I'm a Tantra teacher. I'll give you a free session. I do yoni massages. Yeah, sure you do. I'm like, if you were really real, you want to keep it. If you have a wife or a really awesome partner, that's one thing. But going around and just, trying to spiritually. And that's what happens to all the gurus and stuff. Because sex is powerful, dude. You're like, it's powerful, but you got to learn. You got to have a higher vision, and then you can culturize it, cultivate it. Okay, stay on track. Okay. Oh, this is the. So that's that. I wish I had, so what I'll do, I'll make another video after this and I'll even play with this more, but you're getting your recap here, and then I'm going to make another shorty with some more info, and I'll make another batch of the yogurt and stuff, but, oh, here it is. Here's the, no, so that's normally what I do. My normal protocol is that's the lemon ginger blast with the cleanse. And so therefore, I don't even think I have anything for the salad, but that's gonna have to just do. I've got some lettuce here. I got this cord has really been jerking me around today. I don't want to be too confusing. Okay. Let's recap. It's very simple. It took me 3 hours to what I could have told you in 5 minutes on a TikTok video. okay? But since you're not a gnat on crack, and you wanted to learn the long, hard way, DTM, okay, so let's go for the recap. Number 1, 32 ounces of water. Stay hydrated. Add some Shilajit every day if you want. It just makes it better. You can't overdose on Shilajit. So water first. Then your first juice is lemon ginger blast with 8 cleanse caps. If you are experiencing, if you have like a big stomach, or you need to lose weight, or you have digestive problems, or you're constipated, or you're having trouble pooping, or even diarrhea for that matter, you know, which is more rare, but anything going on, unless you have a 6-pack and your gut is flat, any flabby, flubbery, you know, any chronic condition, any depression, right here, get the cleanse powder and do what we did with the OJ, apple, grapefruit, or grape, or carrot, or even in the lemon ginger blast you can do it. I've taken the lemon ginger blast, take about 10 or 12 ounces of that, throw in my scoop of the powder when I need to. That's when mostly when I'll do the caps out of convenience, like on the daily. But if I want to, you know, have one of those champion bowel movements, or I'm preparing for a water fast, I will hit the cleanse powder really hard for 3 or 4 days leading up to the water fast. That way it's like a lot better off. You know, you're not processing a lot of old fermenting nasty filth. So those are both awesome to have, and this is one of my most highly recommended products for beginners, obesity, and all the other issues that I mentioned. Okay, so first is your cleanse. 8 of those, or a tablespoon or 2 if you want to go big. Slow and steady, start off small. Now, number 2, doesn't matter what time, just whenever, you know, and we're trying to have like an 8-hour window max. We want to be fasting, you know, at least 12, 14, but better yet, we would fast, you know, 16 hours a day. So we're starting off, you know, anywhere, like my eating window is kind of like probably from 11 to 6, basically, you know. So what's that, a 7-hour? So 10 to 6, I'll say. That's my 8-hour eating window. So I fast pretty much 16 hours a day. I try to shorten it up if I can, but I also, you know, I'm pretty active, so I need to fit in and keep my motors running pretty high. So anyways, your second meal of the day, or and to bring in the super high quality, you know, pharmaceutical, medical grade, super concentrated. It's got protease, which breaks down proteins, so the protein plaques all through the body, you know, neurofibrillary tangles, beta amyloid plaques, fatty plaques, protein plaques all throughout the body, hardened, sclerotic, and even can help with scar tissue, which everyone has because we've all been traumatized. So I don't want to make any claims, so I hope I didn't there, but just Pure Zyme is awesome, and this is a therapeutic enzyme. The Lipozyme is a digestive with your meals to super activate the absorption of nutrients and just to keep the garden of the gut fully loaded with all these microscopic pre-digested metabolites, really is what it is. And when you add the enzymes to anything, if something is not conducting electricity, if we put the diodes in there to light the light bulb up, and Lou does this all over the place, the diodes, they're either that's very weak or there's no light at all. You add an enzyme to it, bam, the light bulb lights up, okay? So these enzymes conduct light and, most importantly, biological activity. So the more enzymes, the more biological activity, the more energy, the more stamina, the more virility, the more reproductive capacity, the better the brain, the better the heart, the better the physical activity. More enzymes equals more energy. More cooked food equals enzyme bank account diminished. More clogged up liver and gallbladder, less enzymes. No gallbladder, living off of these. If you have no gallbladder, you live off this for the rest of your life, and you improve the quality of your life drastically, because the gallbladder is very important to neutralize acidity from the stomach in proteins, to liquefy and emulsify fats, okay? So very, very important. If you don't have a gallbladder, then you should just order as many of these as you can, and just take them with every single meal so that you have much more better breakdown and utilization of nutrition. Then you take these two, 8 Pyrazyme and 8 Herbal Blood with your second juice, whatever you've got. These juices are awesome. Lemon Ginger Blast. This is the Heal All Detox and Beauty Juice. But whatever you can afford, whatever's in season, whatever's local, living fresh juice to hydrate, flush, cleanse, and electrify liquid electricity into the system. Hydration, flexibility, flat hands on the floor, staying healthy. Okay, here's the Herbal Blood. It's an herbal formula activated with enzymes. It's got the wormwood, and what else does it have in here? Black walnut, rhubarb, turmeric, golden seal, barberry, butternut, and fennel. So it's an herbal product that kills parasites, or it irritates them. They don't want to be in there with that stuff. They're like, oh, this is gross. We want bacon, we want pork, we want cheese, we want bread, we want cooked food. But if you're eating raw food and raw juices and taking the Herbal Blood, and they're being exposed, pretty soon they're going to be like, look, this guy is no longer a viable host. There's no bacon, there's no cheese, there's no bread, and especially there's no bacon, cheese, and bread in the same meal, canceling out all the digestive enzymes of the amylase, the stomach acid, and the protease, and then the carbohydrates and the fats in the large intestine with the gallbladder. Okay, so what you got here is a magical formula to help to clean up your whole GI tract of all the dysbiosis. All of the Pyrazyme products are enzyme rich, probiotic rich, prebiotic rich, full of the raw materials that your microbes feed off of and instantly create higher levels of metabolites. Instead of having to, it's like it takes a while to break down a carrot. Whereas with these enzymes and probiotics and all the prebiotics in the different products, the microorganisms are just chomping it up, and they poop. The microorganisms poop. And whatever they poop out, those are all the different metabolites that you can use for bodily functions, as well as your consciousness, because it gets into your blood. And then whatever's in your blood at the microscopic energetic level goes into your consciousness. So what you eat and what the microbes are producing via their metabolic activity is the consciousness that you're going to have. My experience is that the live food consciousness is the good consciousness for the higher consciousness of the awareness of the inner light, which then becomes the sole purpose and mission of all your life, is to just be that, to worship it, to live in it, to love it, to be loved by it, to swim in it, to dive into it, to rely upon it is the rock. It is the lightless light. See, there's the darkness, then there's the light, then there's the lightless light, which contains all of it within it. Can you dig it? So there's 8 of the Pyrazyme and 8 of the Herbal Blood. And then if you need more, you can have a Gorilla Milk, or you can replace this with the Gorilla Milk if you want, and just take your enzymes and your Herbal Blood with that. If you need a little bit more, you can do the Gorilla Milk. You could just end on the Gorilla Milk, and call that good and have a liquid diet. So you've got a gallon of liquids here. Maybe you want to drink another water within that, maybe another juice, and you want to do like a paradigm juice fast. That'll get you going up there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's as fast as the water fasting, but the water fasting has more powerful benefits, but also it's got a lot of little stuff like you kind of got to put a lot of things aside. You can still function sort of, but you can't have any stress. So water fasting is more of a specific time that you set aside. And then, but the juice fasting, you can just be like, hey, you're cooking chicken for the kids and the husband, no one notices anything. They don't even notice that you don't. They might notice that you're not sitting down at the table eating chicken with them, but you can function more and keep going. And the juice fasting is a great way to keep going and slowly and steadily, The water fasting is like, you grinding, you waking up, oh my God, it's it's like real quick, but more thorough and deeper and more of the energetic bodies of the emotional and mental as well as the physical. I mean, the water fasting is the accelerated path, but it's also more unpleasant. So you build yourself up, cleanse yourself out slowly, then prepare yourself through education and experimentation and consultation if you need it to get to the next level to being able to really embrace the greatest gift ever given to us in the realms of healing, and that is the water-only fasting. And so we did the gorilla milk. Then we've got this over here with the, we make the coconut almond yogurt or the coconut Brazil nut yogurt, which I'll probably make that next. And then I'll do another little recap. I'm going to try to do like a 5-minute quick. That way I can get the TikTok, goldfish on crack people. So then you take the Brazil nut yogurt or the coconut almond yogurt or the coconut pine nut yogurt or the coconut macadamia nut yogurt. Is really good. And I've got the most amazing walnuts and pecans. So, you know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit. And it all gets culturized. Don't forget the good old hemp seeds, coconut hemp seeds, or just plain old hemp seeds, And you can even use plain hemp seeds, and then you can use some canned coconut water. This is going to be a very practical tip because some of you might not be able to get raw almonds or coconuts, but you can take the hemp seeds and you can take just some canned or boxed coconut, the organic coconut water from Costco or whatever. I like it in the box is the best. I've never had to use it, but I thought if I ever had to, I would, And then I would take that because the probiotics activate more rapidly in the presence of some carbohydrates or some sugars and start the breakdown process. So you can take the boxed coconut water and some hemp seeds, which are readily available to everyone pretty much. And then you take the probiotic and you can make a hemp seed yogurt, which is really awesome, creamy. And you can take some dill and garlic and lemon and make like a nice cool ranch. The sky's the limit. Then you can put that on top of your salad with all your vegetables and whatnot. I love vegetables. I love fruit. Juice is first and then fruit. And then salads, or vegetables or whatever. And then all the other great stuff you can do in between. So you just take your raw almonds, soak them, and the coconut water, and you add a couple tablespoons of the Paradigm Natural, and then you add some of the Life Essentials. And you can make like great hummuses, and you can take like red pepper and add a couple scoops with some garlic and some turmeric and ginger and make like a curry or a roasted red pepper hummus. And then you just dip celery or carrot sticks or broccoli or cauliflower in there. And you can make different hummuses and stuff like that and dressings. And then finally, after you've gone through all this, the 8 cleanse, and then second, 8 pyrazyme and 8 herbal blood. Then you go over and you just have your salad and you're getting more probiotic and enzyme activity and prebiotic fibers and stuff. And then finally, right before bed, you blast about 10 or 20 of these Puralife. And they're good to chew on. They're tasty. You can chew on them, an hour before bed or whatever. And then you brush your teeth with probiotics. very good for the gums, very good for the teeth. And that's the final call of the day, is just probiotics. I tried to make this as easy as possible. Lou's got a different program where you're taking a lot more, and it's a little bit more, but I just designed this for myself, and then I shared it. I did it, 90-day heal all protocol, and then I just been living off it, basically. This is just how I just do it, and I'm just very healthy. I've got some stuff I'm working on here and here, deep, like way deep down in the energy body, but I'm going to get it because I am focused, I am determined, and I'm just never going to quit. So even if I don't succeed, it doesn't matter. I had a great life focusing on healing, like the pain of 1,000 generations passed to me, and then the trauma and the worthiness and the self-love and all that's good, wonderful, unconscious programming stuff that I've just got to work through. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm my own best friend. I'm my own greatest lover. I'm my own doctor. I'm my own scientist. I'm my own guide. I just pray. Show me. I sit there quietly. I wake up at 4 every morning and I pray for an hour. Like really. Not like, please give me stuff. It's more like, show me. What can I do? What can I be for you? How can you use me the best? And I'm talking to that deep place, the deepest place, the lightless light, the unconscious, the wellspring of all knowledge, the lightless light, the truth.